Na-na-na-na.
Welcome back to the third edition, I guess, of mock draft season,
Is it third?
isn't it?
Wow, I don't know why my brain was like, this is number four, but I think you're right because we
Well,
skipped a
it's
week.
correct. It's been 4 weeks, but
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, yeah. I think you're right.
All right. So I'm Oz again, right?
Um, we we wait. What pick did the Rockets have? 30.
Even.
We control our yeah. Okay, yeah,
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We control our own teams this week.
Okay. We're gonna try to get through round one pretty quick. We've kind of highlighted these guys already at this point, a decent amount, I think, of looking over what they are doing. Obviously, as we've talked about ad nauseum already at this point, this draft class is weird. There's not a consensus number two in the draft class, much less 3 through 32. So there probably will be some guys that we do spend some time talking about in the latter half of the first round, um, just to get some more hype behind them. Again, at this point, we're still not even at the combine yet, so we're looking at the potential for things. We're starting to throw names out that are just guys that we like, that are interesting, that you know could wind up going here. It's not a guarantee, but we want to get through 2 rounds if we're able to. So we may spend some more time talking about the guys in the second round because those names are ones that we might have not talked about in episode 1 or 2. Um, but with all that said, I'm taking Fernando Mendoza. It's a very obvious 1-1. Um, the Raiders need a quarterback. There's not another quarterback that you're arguing over Mendoza at this point. He's the Heisman winner.
Hi, Simpson. Hey,
He may not be the best quarterback in the league. He might not be the best 1-1 in the league. He may not be even worth a 1-1 in most other years. Again, 2 years ago, there's probably four, maybe five quarterbacks that I would have taken over Mendoza in a similar situation. With that being said, it's a weak draft class. Quarterbacks are valuable. Raiders get theirs.
we all know Bo Nix would have gone under him. Everybody hated Bo Nix,
Mm.
but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because we'll never get around to it.
Mm.
So, yeah, Jets number two. I think this is what I gave him the first time, and I really think. I mean, we've given him. I think you might have even given him, or you talked about giving him Caleb Downs. I think is
I did give him
you.
Caleb Downs last week because of the Raiders general.
But like, no, I mean they just need good players, and again, we talked about how safe he is. So, but for me, like if I was going to bet money on this being a player, it would be either Arvell Reese or David Bailey. I think as of right now. I think for me, you could throw Ruben Bain in there in terms of just like those three guys. I think on most people's draft boards are going to be probably in the top five on most people's big boards. And the Jets need another just playmaker on defense that's going to make plays, whether that's intercepting the ball, getting sacks, just a blue chip guy. And I just feel like David Bailey's the type of guy that they're going to like a lot. He's a little less like Arvo Reese is more of like what position are we going to play him? Like I think he should be edge, but I think Bailey is more of just plug and play. He's going to be edge. He's going to be there 3 downs. You don't have to think about it too much, and he might be a little safer of a pick too. Because sometimes you see guys like Arvo Reese come in and uh, it just whether it's their fault or not, the defensive coordinator tries to play him in too many spots, and they just can't learn that many spots, and they just become that tweener player. So, not saying that's what Reese is going to do, but I could see if they're going to like have a deciding factor between the two guys, it could be. I mean, obviously, it'll also be like mental at like how they understand football and stuff that we can't really tell from not talking to them. But I think another thing could just be like, hey, like we have a position for this guy right here on our team. Let's just plug him in and play. So we're gonna go David Bailey.
I like that. I am pretty sure that is what you did the first time around as well.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and what I talked about
If,
last week with Caleb Downs is the Jets are hopefully getting this situation. If they're going to be taking Caleb Downs, they can hopefully trade down a couple picks
sure.
and have him still be there. And even if he's not, there's two or three other guys that are in the conversation. So,
Right.
again, to your point, if they're between Bailey, Reese, Bain, even if you want to throw Downs into that mix, um, you know, not all of those guys are going to be going here if they don't have a strong leg up on one or the other. Again, to your point, though, David Bailey does feel like the kind of guy that the Jets have tried to go after in the past. And not even the old Jets necessarily. It just feels like a Aaron Glenn kind of a player, a whatever. So it fits the mold. The Jets are a team that could benefit by moving on from either Will McDonald or Jermaine Johnson this offseason from a cap perspective. And if they do that, then edge becomes a pretty clear need, I think, on that roster when their defense was pretty bad to begin with. And adding one like David Bailey is pretty solid. Speaking of tweener players, the Cardinals love them. So Arvell Reese could make sense here for them.
True.
I think last week you wound up giving him Francis, if I remember correctly.
I did.
Which is something that I wanted to do and makes a lot of sense to do. I'm going to do something different here just for the sake of doing it. And honestly, I still might give him Bane. Bane kind of makes sense.
They could go a lot of directions, really.
100 different directions. I mean, their team is not great.
Yeah. Like, the only thing I'd be like, nah, I probably wouldn't do that is, like, literally tight end. You know?
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. And maybe cornerback just because they addressed it last year, but...
Yeah.
That's not necessarily stopping me.
Not at 3, sure. Like,
right.
if there was, like... a can't miss corner here, like a Patrick Peterson, you know what I'm saying,
right.
all over again.
Right.
And sure.
So Mansour Delane is what I'm hearing.
Oh, gross. I mean, I like Delane, but gross.
What? He's a 6. I guess Patrick Peterson.
Oh, LSU. Yeah, well, yeah, he's taller, and I think he weighed more, and he's probably gonna run
better. Yeah.
Half a second fast. No, not that much, but
half a second's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I know.
What you mean.
Quarter of a second at most, but still.
I took Reese.
Okay, cool.
I do actually think it's a possibility. They could go Bane. They could go whatever at this point. I mean, their defense is bad. Their offense on paper is bad. Their offense in actuality is bad. They have a lot of work to do, I think, in the early offseason, free agency, trades, things like that, to see what they can come up with. But at this point, why not throw a dart?
Yep, I like that a lot. It's going to take everything in me not to give the Titans Ruben Bain, because that's also what I did the first time, and the whole Robert Saleh, Ruben Bain. I'm going to go something different, because I feel like we talk about going offense because Cam Ward and yada, 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 but, like, Saleh can make, like, they don't have a bad defense. Like, they have some players. They could use help. I think free agency will help them, obviously. They got so much money. But I think giving some help to Cam, and, man, I thought I knew what I was going to do, and now I might change my mind. I was going to give them a wide receiver. I'm still going to go offense, but...
Are the Titans the team that has $102 million in cap space? Did I see that?
I don't know if they have 102, but I think they have 90, unless maybe they have 102. They're top 3 for sure. They're top 3. They have a lot. I know the Raiders also have a lot. My thing is, can J.C. Latham play left tackle? And would they even do that because of Dan Moore? Because, like, part of me is like, man, if they had Maui Noah and Latham, I would like that, but I don't know that Maui Noah can play left tackle. I mean, he might. He just hasn't.
Right.
You know, so, like, if they think that he could play left tackle, I would like that pick for them, because I think just keep fortifying the offensive line. I think their guard play was actually pretty good. Like, in turn, like, it was better than what people, like, would say.
Zeitler is a
Stronsky. True. I think they could address that in free agency because there's some guards there.
Right.
I can't see Vega going this high. Like, I know I just gave him the Browns a 6, so, like, he could.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I think the Titans need a premier position player. So, I'm gonna make kind of a spicy pick. I'm gonna give him a Kyle Lemon at 4.
I don't think that's crazy. I will say that he feels a lot like DK to me in a way. So
I'll say this: DK is more of he's He's actually bigger. I think he's
Is he?
6'2",
Is he really?
and he's 6'1" or 6'2". I'm pretty sure. You can look it
He
up
is. He's
to
6'1", 196. All right, I'm wrong.
um he's more of a, which I mean, Lemon's like 5'11", 6 foot. It's like a
Yeah.
huge difference. But to me, I see DK as he's more of the vertical threat, like
Yeah.
not big body, but like he's almost built like a taller running back, and he kind of
He's a
plays that
field
way.
stretcher.
A field stretcher who has good rack stuff.
Yeah.
Lemon to me, like I said this the other day, and I think I read Daniel Jeremiah also said this, which is probably why it's in my head and it's helmet scouting. He feels like Amon Ra esque to me,
Mm-hmm.
and also that size of receiver. Who likes that size of receiver? Brian Daboll.
Mm-hmm.
He likes
True.
that type of guy, and also Ellick, because I was thinking about going Tate. I don't think
Yep.
they'd go Tyson, but
Yep.
I think Ellick does a lot of the same stuff Carnell Tate does. I think Tate does it better,
Yeah.
but like they're very similar
100%.
type guys. And I do think that the way that Dayball runs his offense, having blocking wide receivers is not a necessity at all. Like he likes having them some, but that's why they kept Darius Slayton around. If they needed a guy to block, they kept him. Like they paid him literally to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably higher than he would go. I think this is the highest he could go, right here. Is 4. I think this is his ceiling.
Yeah.
This is probably the first spot any wide receiver goes, unless the Jets take 1 or 2. I don't think they will. I think they would probably wait till their next pick. So yeah, not gonna waste too much more time on it. They obviously need weapons. I just think that Lemon fits a lot of the profiles of what they're gonna look for in a wide receiver, and I think the way that Cam Ward likes to win, like Lemon's not the fastest guy for his size. You would think he's gonna be like a 4.3 guy, but he just gets open, and when he gets the ball in his hands, he makes plays. And for being maybe 6 foot at his tallest, he plays like he's 6'3". So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know that I love Lemon. He's my wide receiver 2 in the class behind Tate.
I think he's 2 for me as well.
So
After I know I talked about it to you guys
yeah,
in a text message where I was going back and forth. Tyson just scares me too much, so I'm putting him at 3.
I
Like
get that. Tyson has the potential to be 1. It's just a matter of if he can stay healthy and a lot of other issues.
I think a lot of his play, like if you watch the tape, he has more wow plays. Like holy crap, that
Yeah.
play's cool. But like he also has more down. Like I think Lemon and Tate were more consistent, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
100%. Yeah, I get that for sure. Tyson's highlight reel is better, but highlight reels are not scouting reports.
Yeah, well, what's his name? Who was oh man, what's his name? Kevin White had a pretty awesome
Yeah, he did.
highlight reel too, and
There's a lot of guys like Kevin White too.
Tevin Austin.
I do think that the Titans are also an obvious name to look for a guy like Wan'Dale Robinson, and if they do that, I don't know if it precludes them from taking Lemon, but it probably doesn't improve the chances.
Agreed.
But again, like you said, we're doing this before anything's happened. Free agency, I think, is 2 weeks from tomorrow, 17 days from today, something like that. 2 weeks.
First week of March.
Monday, I guess it is, something like that. So, we're gonna see things change as more stuff shakes out. But I like that pick, and I'm pretty sure the Giants would also like that pick because they're gonna run to the board and submit Carnell Tate. He feels like a great complement to Malik Neighbors' game.
For sure.
Now, you can make a strong argument that they need offensive line and that I should have gone Noah or any other guard. I'm just going to, in this illustration, say that they address offensive line in free agency because there's a lot of them out there and left wide receiver on the table. So Carnell Tate is off the board.
Well, you probably know who I'm going next with the Browns. They need every offensive lineman in the books, and with Maui Noah here, I'm going to swoop him because, again, maybe they signed somebody, but like I'm just going to give them the best one. Even if they got Dawan Jones, like he's been playing right tackle. I think they had him at left tackle too, and that doesn't stop me from taking the best offensive lineman probably in the class. So, yeah, we're going to go that way.
I like that. They could even throw Dawan at guard if they needed to.
Yeah,
as I've said multiple times, because
for sure.
Anyway,
Yeah. Sizes.
that brings us to Washington.
This was interesting.
I mean, I know what I want to do right
We'll,
off the rip.
we'll just run the card in for Bane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Dan Quinn would have a hard time probably passing on him unless there's like other like off the field. I'm not saying I've even heard anything, but like, I'm just saying if there was off the field or stuff like that. But
Right. You're just saying because he
if
went to Miami.
yeah, well, yeah.
Um, I talked about before about the Sonny Styles fit in this defense, and I still really like that, honestly. But I did that in week 1, and I don't want to do it
Yeah.
twice, so I'm not going to. I'm going to give him Bane.
Yeah, I obviously love Sunny Styles. I he's higher on my big board, but I would be surprised if a team's taking Styles over Bane too.
Yeah.
Like when it comes down to it.
I'm also pretty sure Bane was gone by the time we got to that pick when they took Styles, so there's also that.
Yeah, because I took him for the Titans. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna give the Saints Jeremiah Love.
I like that, actually.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that they get rid of Kamara because I think it'll be some savings for them. They've got like a new, obviously Kellen Moore. He's kind of making his own. You know, he's getting his own guys in there, and it looks like they're kind of letting him. I think we'll see how free agency goes, and obviously like the draft, but maybe they don't get rid of Kamara, and I still don't hate it because there's an argument that Love is the best player on the board.
Yeah.
Now, position of, you want to say, oh, it's running back. Well, maybe the Downs and Styles are my other two guys, and it's safety and linebacker. So make the same argument, I guess. Like, those are all like, not that they're inferior positions, but like they're not premium positions. So, yeah, I just think the Saints need more playmakers, right? And he's arguably the best playmaker in the entire draft. So,
agreed. And, like you said, maybe Kamara wants to stay on a reduced salary and takes a pay cut to stay. I think that's possible. I think he likes it in New Orleans. I don't think he wants to go somewhere else.
Right. And you know how much I love
Devin Neal.
Yes, I was thinking Devin Moore. I don't know why. Devin Neal, yeah. I think he went way too late last year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think Devin Neal's a good complement to whoever your one is. I don't think he should be the one.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah Love has power. He's 20. Devin Neal, isn't he like 24? Am I making that up?
He was a little older, yeah.
Yeah. 22.
Yeah, he was.
So I guess he's not that old, but
I thought he was older than that too.
Yeah, I did, but whatever. Maybe he turns 23 coming up soon, and it's making me feel a little bit less stupid.
He must have started college early or something, because I think he was a 4-year guy, but maybe
I thought so too.
Anyways.
Love has speed that you don't normally get from a back that I would call more of a power style back. And when I say that, I'm really just saying that Love runs well up the middle. He also runs well to the outside. He also runs well with juke spins and hurdles. So power back is probably not the best way to put it.
He's a home run hitter with a big body.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
And not to like cut you off, but maybe the best thing about him, it's not even any of those things. It's his hands. Like, dude could legitimately line up, and he probably will line up at wide receiver and run routes. Like his routes out of the backfield are crisp, they're awesome. Like it's smooth transition, and when he didn't have a ton of reps lining up at wide receiver. But the ones he did, like he looked like they're arguably their best wide receiver too. So, yeah. And he I don't know how many if he had drops or not this year. I didn't see any. One. He had one drop, and I mean, sure, he only had 20 or 34 targets, but like I'm telling you, like he catches the ball just like. It's just butter. Like he doesn't double catch it. It just like sticks to his hands. So very, very natural. Well, and that's some like.
Speaking of Kellen Moore, I mean, Saquon. Anyone?
Right.
I'm not saying they're the same player, the same prospect, but
No, but
fundamentally the
they
fit
can
that
do
they have in
all.
the offense where they can do everything. They can run up the middle. They can run zone
Sure.
where he runs to the outside. They have the ability to catch the ball. They have the ability to make guys miss in space. Saquon hurdled a guy backwards 2 years ago when Kellen Moore was there. Like,
Stupid.
Love is, on paper, has the potential to play a very, 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 very similar role in a Kellen Moore offense. And I don't think that's a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. So, yeah, I like that pick for them a lot. Am I crazy for thinking that they can move on from Trey Smith here and give them Vega?
No.
I'm not going to do it, but
No.
I kind of want to.
I mean, no. I don't think it's crazy. They could do that or go find like Switzer Fano as well because they don't have what's his name anymore, Jamal, but they won't. It sounds like because it's not official.
True.
Jawan Taylor, whatever his
Yeah.
Florida boy. I mean, I think guard's a need regardless, right? Who's their other guard? Am I crazy? Is he a free agent? Do they have someone in free agency at guard? Hang on, I gotta look.
Kingsley Suamataia.
Oh, yeah, and like, I didn't think he was that good. I know he was young. He was a rookie last year, right? I'm pretty sure that was last
2024, second year.
2 years. Okay, 2 years ago. Yeah, that's right. I don't think he played awfully well.
I'm giving them Jordan Tyson. They're going to lose Rashee Rice for life at some point here.
That's true. That's a good call.
They have to future-proof it.
Oh, that's a good call. That's funny. And then Tyson's gonna, knock on wood. I hope it did well. Even though he's a Chief, for his sake, I hope it doesn't happen. But he's gonna tear his knee up or something. And then they're still gonna be starting Juju Smith-Schuster.
Marco Valdes-Scantling will find his way back.
Oh man. Which Ohio State defender are the Bengals taking?
Caden McDonald.
I'm giving him Caleb Downs. I'm getting Caleb Downs. Yeah, I'm just gonna. You can make the argument for either one of them. I think Downs is safer, and they need the safer pick. As much as I love both of them, I think. I've changed my big board around. I think. Who did I have? I think Downs was 3 and Styles was 2. So yeah, but still, I'm gonna go Downs.
I like that.
They keep it in state, low moving costs.
True. That's also
maybe the best player in the entire class.
A whole bunch.
Yeah, same. I know it. Like it doesn't feel very original, but I feel like the last one we did was like very just crazy every pick.
Yeah, because I was being on crack.
No, both of us, dude. Both of us. Not just you. But yeah,
as of right
if
now,
he's there, dude, like
it's hard to not take him, man. It's really hard to not take him. They need safety, something bad.
You can make an argument for, and I know we said this probably every week we've done this, but you can make an argument for most teams to take it.
Yeah.
Most.
Yep.
In the top 10. Like, it's like, oh, we could take Downs. Like, you play 3 safeties a lot of the time, so, like, there's, it's not, like, crazy to say you're going to take him, but, it's just, like, who's going to actually make that selection? 10 just feels like his floor.
Yeah, and I mean, there's an argument that you could have gone somewhere else there, too, for sure, and he could keep slipping and then wind up on the Ravens, but, like, it seems fairly likely at this point that he's going to go before then, I think, just because of the strength of the class.
Shoot, if he made it to Dallas and the Cowboys didn't take him, man, I would be laughing at Jerry Jones so hard.
I would, too.
That's like, that
honestly,
would change
too, I think that you get into the range. Once you get to pick 10, you're in the range where a team feels comfortable trading up.
Trade up. Oh, for sure.
Anyway,
for sure.
I think that the consensus right now for the Dolphins of what they're doing at 11 is either McCoy or Delane for the most part.
Yeah,
it's a toss-up between the two, and it's for good reason. Their cornerbacks are bad. They're losing almost all of them to free agency. They're going to have, Isaiah Johnson and Jason Marshall locking it down. I guess Juju Brents is there still. Storm Duck, can't forget about him. Minka might be on the move. Realize the Steelers can't trade for him back because of that stupid rule that you can't trade for a player back, so he has to get through at least the 2026 season. If he does get cut, we can bring him back, but we can't trade for him back, which I think is dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, you know, it makes sense on paper that one of Delane or McCoy would be the guy here. And again, I do like that. But what I like even more than that is taking a guard for them. Cole Strange, I think, played okay this year, but I don't think he's been great.
Yeah.
Jonah played
They also
better
have a
in the
complete-
second half. Aaron Brewer played phenomenally. A lot of their offensive line is on the move. In terms
They're
of
also
being,
changing schemes too, so
Yeah, agreed.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and you know, I'm trying to think through that too. Like, what do the Packers like? Do the Packers like having guards? And I feel like they do. And frankly, their scheme might not even change all that much because
Not drastically,
at
no.
the end of the day, it's
No.
still a West Coast San Fran based style
Sure.
offense. You know.
Right. It'll be less like I think McDaniel did a little bit of a different spin on it.
I agree. It was a lot
Um,
more pre-snap motion. It was a lot more speed kills and things like that. But similar concepts, not the same.
Right.
But
So-
I just think Vega is going to go higher than people have him at this point. And
I don't disagree.
the other thing we talked about week after week is the lack of depth at interior offensive line. I mean, the depth is coming
Yep.
from converted tackles, where you're hoping that Caden Proctor down the board, you're hoping that Caleb Lumu, you're hoping that whoever, Caleb Tiernan, can play Jennings Dunker, we've talked about, can play guard. That is your depth. And at the end of the day, that's a risk. Cornerbacks down the board, I mean, the Dolphins' next pick, they should, on paper, probably be able to look at Colton Hood, Keith Abney, D'Angelo Pons, Keontae Scott, Chris Johnson, who I'm higher on than PFF is, I think. So the drop-off to me between the best guard in the class and one of those cornerbacks is a little bit less significant.
Right.
So I'm going to go with the guard here. Take Vega.
Like that. I haven't seen it yet, so I like it.
I think Kyle Krabs would also appreciate it at least a little bit. He might be mad. that
Oh,
they're not
he
doing
would-
one of
nah.
those, but I think he'd be all over it.
As you know, I listen to them pretty much every day. I think he would like it a lot. He likes Vega, from what I can tell. So, and he knows that they need a good offensive line adjustment.
Yeah.
Man, it's hard not to take some styles here, for the Cowboys, as much as I want to help them. Secondary. And their pass rush.
Yeah. They also do have 2 picks, which makes it a little bit more palatable.
True. They could pick another one. Like an edge rusher later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think he's too good to keep on. I'm gonna give him Styles. They have Kenneth Murray, I think, who's a free agent, and then obviously Overshown, who
Agent
can't
Zero,
stay
baby.
healthy. Yeah, and I know they have Logan Wilson too, but feels like he's kind of cooked. So, yeah, none of those players are keeping me from taking some Styles.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, there's an argument, I think, that maybe Ravel this year is ready week 1, which would be nice for them. Probably should be, but you never know.
Yeah.
Teron Bland is definitely a human, but having their choice of one of the top 2 guys at cornerback is enticing for sure.
Right.
But, you know, I don't disagree. Styles is very good. Which also then leaves the Rams with their choice of
Mm.
one of these two guys here.
Yep. Yep.
And as much as I want to give him Fano as a tackle because they just lost Rob Havenstein, I think that they are the first team to take a stab at cornerback. I'm going to give them Jermon McCoy.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think he fits their defense like to a T. To a T, to a T. He plays a lot like Jalen Ramsey, truly.
Mm-hmm.
He's not as big and physical, but like he plays very similar. I mean, I think he's like 6 foot, but he's not. I think what Ramsey's like 6'2". Like he might be bigger than that. I don't know. Maybe he's only 6'1". I don't know. But they they play very similar physical man coverage guys,
6'1",
and I know.
211.
Okay, that feels right. Anyways, Ravens. Whew. Hang on. Take too long. I need to check something real quick. Thought I was prepared. No.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go that route. Okay. They're kind of hard to pick for this year
They are.
because of how everything keeps falling.
They are. I think I know.
Like
I
if
would do
Vega
here
was
for them,
there,
but that's neither here nor there.
yeah. If Vega was there, I'd be taking him in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Because Daniel Falele is gone, and he's also ass.
Yep. And they're probably losing Linderbaum.
Yes.
Which doesn't necessarily.
There's not another guy. Like again, they could go like one of these tackles that are probably moving the guard. Fano could probably play guard. Obviously Proctor. I think they'll probably go to free agency for at least one of guard or center. Whether that's re-signing Linderbaum, which doesn't look like it's going to happen, but
they're going to bring in like Wyatt Teller or one of the Browns guys. I think that's my prediction.
I could definitely see that actually. I'm gonna go. I mean, I think I'm gonna go to the D line for them, which I think I did last time too. But it just feels like.
I think you did. What is it? You took Banks for him the last time, if I remember correctly, which I probably don't.
What do they have? Actually, you know what the Ravens like to do though? They like to draft edges early and then not pay them.
True.
They just let them go. They got Mike Green. Davis Robinson's like, no, not that good.
Yeah.
They're losing Ajabo. I think he's a free agent.
Yep.
Yeah. Van Noy.
Yep. Draymond Jones.
They got Jesse Minter. Jesse Minter's in there. He likes having two really good edges. I think I'm gonna go that route because there's some edges that I like. He doesn't. I don't think he fits their scheme, but Mesidor would be interesting for that. I think I'm gonna go. TJ Parker fits what they would like a lot, and I think he's fallen just because Clemson didn't have the best season, but I do think he's a little undervalued right now because, I mean, he's been pretty good his entire career. I think he started at least 3 years. He's been pretty consistent. This year, obviously, it was a down year for everybody, but I'm between Peter Woods and Cassius Howe.
Makes sense.
I don't like Hildreth Falk as much as everybody else. I also think he's would be more of a D end. I don't hate him, but there's other edges I like above him. Peter Woods, same thing as TJ Parker. I think he's fallen a little too much. He didn't have a great season, so either it was Clemson or he got pushed around quite a bit this year. I'm gonna go with Cassius Howe. Locking in.
Oh yeah.
I think he fits. He's very similar to. He honestly plays a lot like Khalil Mack. He's a little bit smaller, but he has that physical, like power to speed move. Yeah. So the Ravens are. I have no idea what they're going to do. I know
Same.
typically just whatever good defender falls to them is who they end up taking, or player, not even defender. And I mean, I think Hal's a good player, but it just doesn't feel like the normal Ravens where it's like, oh, I got to take this player. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
100%. Um,
all
I do think that in my what I was thinking was Delane. I think I talked about that before. I might
right.
have done it
That
last
was
week. Just because Humphrey's not getting
that
any
was my
younger.
first thought.
TJ Tampa, I don't think is doing too great. Um, Cheeto Awuzie is Cheeto Awuzie, and he's a free agent. And again, I
I think
mean,
I liked Nate Wiggins and I liked Tampa, so maybe like in my head I was just kind of like,
I liked him on paper.
but I get what you're saying.
Wiggins has had really good games and really bad games. He just hasn't been super consistent. And to me, I still feel like
Yeah, I
Tampa
agree.
would be a really good slot player for them with how they want to use the nickelback, um, especially in Jesse Minter style defense, which also then frees Kyle Hamilton back up to roam the skies a little bit more and play deep safety, which it wasn't this last year. But I think if I remember correctly, 2024 the Ravens defense was like historically bad, and then they moved Kyle Hamilton to deep safety, and they got like
Well,
infinitely better.
they they kind of just let him play football instead of having to play nickelback. Like
Right.
they let him be more free.
That's
So
fair.
sometimes he was in the box, sometimes he was playing deep. So I know they had Starks playing deep a lot this
Right.
past year.
And again, they
Um,
freed that up because of being able to get Starks this past season. I remember looking at the stats and it was disgusting.
well,
They went from like
yeah,
one of the worst
and that
teams defensively to like a top five
I
defense.
think I think that was also when Ardarius Washington had that crazy season and was just healthy, and they had him
It's
like
fair.
playing like safety, and then they had Hamilton like again like not just playing nickelback, he was playing just everywhere. Like literally, they were just letting him play the ball. It almost felt like he was either the quarterback spy, or if they were going against a team with a good tight end, that's what he did. He followed the tight end around. He would, he was playing close to the line of scrimmage, blitzing. He was, faking the blitz and then playing deep. They were just letting him play all over the field, I think, which
Ravens
they
defense
stopped
was
doing.
22nd in pass defense DVOA and 13th overall leading up to it, and then they moved Hamilton to safety, and they went from negative .18 EPA per play, or sorry, plus 0.8 EPA per play, which was fourth worst in the NFL, to minus .18, which was the NFL's best. The Eagles finished second at negative .08.
Damn, kind of crazy.
I knew I'd be able to find the stat. But yeah, anyway, that was my thought.
I do remember that.
I agree with you that I think they go defense here. A lot of what they're going to have to do is going to be dependent on free agency and what they do early, which I know we can say that for every team. I get it, but it is tough to draft for them because you don't know where they're going to go. I think Jesse Minter might bring Khalil Mack to Baltimore. It feels like a good fit for them for a number of reasons.
True.
And maybe that's even more reason to take him because then, a guy that feels kind of like Khalil Mack can learn from Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
But the Bucks. They have cornerback listed as a position of need, but I think I talk about this every week that I don't feel like it really is. They just took
I think they
Benjamin
just have
Morrison last
unproven
year.
guys.
They have Jacob Parrish. They have Zion McCollum who played decently.
Parrish is a good nickel. I think Morrison needs to keep developing. I know he had that injury, so I don't know.
Right.
He was, he's still trying to learn. Plus, get past that.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think it's their top need. Definitely not. But I don't know. Like if they were in love with Delane, like they have a room to take them technically.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm saying. Like,
Yes. I just
but
feel
they'll
like they
have
could
to.
use other things more.
Yeah.
They need edge.
Yeah, I think linebackers.
And linebacker.
I think linebacker is
bad.
is their biggest need for sure.
Yeah, I just don't think there's one that they would be justified taking here at 15.
Probably not. Probably not.
What I think I want to do here is probably going to be what I wind up doing. In addressing D-line, they're going to lose Logan Hall to free agency if he doesn't come back. Kalijah Cansey, I think, has played okay. Vita Vea is obviously Vita Vea. And he's going to help a number of guys look better just because they're on the field next to him. I think I want to give him Peter Woods. Caleb Banks feels similar to Vita Vea to me, and Peter Woods feels more of like what they would be losing in Logan Hall.
Yeah.
Logan Lee, Steelers like a shout out.
Logan Lee.
Yeah.
I like that. Peter Woods would fit well on that D-line. Yeah, I'm giving the Jets Matt Delane to try to play Sauce.
Disgusting.
And you pair Delane with David Bailey, like.
Yep.
That
team's probably
insane
not going to have
1-2 combo
again next year. If I had to guess.
Yeah, dude. They're going to get to the quarterback way quicker, and then there's also going to be someone covering.
Yep.
So, somebody in position to get a turnover, yeah. As a Jets fan, that's going to be, like, probably the dream. Like, him or McCoy making it to 16. I guess the dream would be, like, Caleb Downs, but right. I think they need Cornell more. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a world that they could look to, like we've talked about, they could look to trade down and consolidate more draft capital. Like, I don't know if this is going to happen, but I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility. If the Jets traded down from 2 and got back, like, the Cowboys 12 and 20, because the Cowboys were going to come up and take one of the top edge rushers, like a Bailey, like a Reese, right. Then the Jets would have the ability to consolidate even more. Maybe that's the actual dream, but it obviously depends then on what players they walk away with from it. But on paper, David Bailey and Mansour Delane are big time in kind of retooling that defense, which needs it desperately. The Jets are kind of hitting the reset button pretty hard this year. Obviously, they retained Aaron Glenn. They got rid of all the rest of their coaches. They are going to have a lot of questions in free agency. They are in a pretty decent cap spot right now. I think they could be an even better cap spot. Are you going to tag Breece Hall? There's questions, especially on offense, with the number of free agents that they have in the offensive line. But defensively, I mean, you can't tell me that this group isn't solidly shored up. And like we talked about, Jermaine Johnson or Will McDonald could be on the move via trade for cap reasons, but you can kind of flip that on its head. It doesn't even necessarily need to be cap related. You could be to pick up a wide receiver or something else valuable that you would be looking to replace, just from another situation where a guy gets moved out due to a signing or a draft pick.
Yeah.
I think that the Lions need edge pretty bad. We've seen that for years. They have had Aiden Hutchinson and just literally nobody else with him, it feels like, for a hot minute. Am I making this? Did they have Zadarius Smith at one point who had a pretty good season for him, I think?
Yeah, they did.
But if I remember correctly, the Zadarius Smith season that he had a good season was the one that Aiden Hutchinson got hurt and they weren't on the field at the same time.
I think so, yeah.
So, Falk is the kind of big frame that Dan Campbell would like. TJ Parker, I think, is a little bit smaller than typically the prototypical size that they're looking for. But I think you talked about wanting to do it last week, and I'm going to do it for you. Akeem Messidor.
Yeah, dude.
He's going to be my pick. I think that he.
Thank God, I was sitting here waiting.
And I think Dan Campbell would like him a lot. So
he is better Nick Scorton. He's better Nick Scorton.
Which is a pretty good vote of confidence.
Yeah. I like that a lot, obviously. Okay. Good old Messidor. The Vikings. I have such a hard time not giving them one of these two safeties that I like a lot. I know it's 18. It's in my head. I cannot get it out of my head. I can see both of them being really good there, and
Mm-hmm.
that's uh, McNeil Warren, and then I don't know how you actually say his name, Dynaman, I think.
Tiananmen
Morgan,
Square.
Tiedemann, maybe. Yeah, but like, dude, I think they're both like probably worthy first round picks. Do they take them at 18? I mean, they have a good team. It's just the quarterback, really. And they do need running back. There's not someone at 18. I mean, I think offensive line, what they could use, obviously, a center, but I thought they could use. Do they not need a tackle anymore?
They have Brian O'Neill, who's been pretty solid for him, and Barisaw has been hurt a good amount, but he's obviously elite when he's on the field.
Oh, yeah, no, they wouldn't do tackle. I think. Why can I find it up there?
Will Freeze, they could replace, I think. But Donovan Jackson
I
played
think they're.
really well for him this year.
Yeah, I guess they probably won't go line.
Honestly, I think Ryan Kelly
I
played okay for him too. I just think he's older, isn't
yeah, he's not young.
he? 32.
Um, I was thinking about this too. Like, I think linebacker,
Mm-hmm.
like, but at 18, like, I mean, it feels similar. Like when I take CJ Allen on one of these safeties, I had the safeties higher
Right.
personally. So I'm gonna go with. I think I've done McNeil Warren multiple times. I think
Yes. Well, no,
I'm gonna
once
go with.
because last week I had their pick, but yeah.
Oh, I think I've just done it on my own then
Yeah.
multiple times. Is probably what I'm thinking of. Yeah, you're right. This is only the second time, I guess. Um, I think they need. Okay, who do I think's better? Free
Ty
safety.
Simpson.
Did you already click it?
No. No, I did not.
Okay, I'm gonna go with McNeil Warren. I think that's who they would go.
I like it. I wouldn't be surprised if they. I guess I can't say that. I would be a little surprised, but I also think it would be awesome if they took Ty Simpson.
That would be hilarious. That would be very funny to me.
Probably doesn't happen, but it would be really funny to me, and I think that would be
Yeah.
pretty cool if they did.
Uh,
I'm gonna take Caleb Banks here for the
yeah,
Panthers.
I
They
like
they
that.
need some beef at defensive line,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
offers
I like
that.
that.
So
I like it. I like it.
took Sonny
Uh,
Styles already, so you're back up.
I feel like I should take Eldrick Falk, but I'm not gonna.
Mm,
I'm a hater. I think they would take. I honestly think they would like TJ Parker more than Eldrick Falk.
mm-hmm. He
If I
feels
go,
closer to what they lost in
I
Micah than
right.
Falk does.
Yeah, it's far down too. Not that they couldn't take. Uh, what's his name? Tiedemann or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like AJ Halsey a lot. I like a lot. I think there's and I'm not gonna do it, but he feels like the safety that they would take. Like if they wanted a safety, he's their type of safety.
I can see that for sure.
Just wanted to shout that out because like those three guys. I mean, there's four safeties that I would take in the first round this year. It's all four. It's Tyneman, Halsey, and the two that I've already got. So,
Yeah.
will it happen? Probably not. I don't know. I doubt that that's ever happened. I doubt there's been 4 safeties and going up first round ever. I don't even know if there's been 3, but maybe there probably has at some point, but I don't know. All that and saying, I could also see them going if they're going to go edge. Zion Young feels like their type. I know it's a little bit further down the PFF board. He does feel like their edge. If they feel like they're stuck on edge, I really want to give him a safety. I just can't go 3 safeties in the top 20. I just can't do it. I feel like that's not realistic at all. So I'm gonna go TJ Parker.
2003 NFL draft apparently had 4 safeties in it, by the way.
Which one?
2003.
Okay. I wonder
Allegedly. I'm going to look and see if I can verify that.
2003.
Polamalu was the first. And then...
What else was that last?
Okay, maybe not. Because they listed Sammy Davis, who played cornerback. Google AI blows, dude. I don't know if this has been discussed enough, but it's bad.
Wait, what does? Oh, yeah.
Google AI. They had Troy Polamalu, Sammy Davis, Mike Dawson, Ken Hamlin, all listed as safeties.
Yeah.
In the first round, but am I stupid? Ken Hamlin is a second-round pick. Mike Doss is a second-round pick. Like, what are we doing here?
That's so stupid. So stupid.
All right, I'm going to go with 2017. Jamal Adams, Malik Hooker, and Jabril Peppers all went in the first round.
Okay, so there's 3.
I'm just going to go with that being the correct answer because Google AI sucks.
Dude, I don't know. I hate going Parker over the safeties. I'm not gonna lie. I like Parker pretty well, but like on my big board, they're not gonna be close. Personally, I'm gonna have at least Tiedemann over him by a big margin, like probably 10 to 15 spots.
So I just realized that the player I was going to try to talk you into was the same guy that I took last week, so I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to talk about it afterwards.
Did you already click it? No. I already clicked it. Never mind.
No.
I already did, so don't worry about it.
Who'd you take?
I'll keep it Parker. I took Parker. I don't like it, though.
That's fair. But no, I think that makes sense for them.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to slip.
I was going to talk you into Terrell because they have Reddy Stewart listed as their nickelback. And
yeah, that's fair.
I realized that I did that last week because I said that Jerry Jones is going to like A.J. Terrell, and therefore was going to like Avion Terrell because that's what he does. He's drafted cornerback brothers.
Sure.
But,
yeah.
Oh, that brings us to the Steelers. I'm going to go wide receiver here. That shouldn't be a shock to anybody. Which one is tricky? I kind of want to go Denzel. Boston. You gave him Amari Cooper last week, which I don't hate. Frankly, I could also see this being another situation where the Steelers trade up because the Steelers, if they have the opportunity to trade up to get McCoy, Delane, in this range, the wide receivers went early this draft, so I would say that there's probably no chance that they're trading up to 9 to take Jordan Tyson.
Yeah, we had 3 on the top 10 this time.
But they could make a move up to take a player that they have as more of a premium. They could also entirely trade out of the first round this year, and I probably wouldn't hate it as long as they get at least a first round pick back for next year.
Yeah.
They need quarterback. That's no secret, even if Rodgers comes back. They need wide receiver. That's no secret at all, especially if Rodgers comes back, I would argue. I think you need wide receiver more than if you don't bring him back, just because if you don't bring him back, then Will Howard goes out there, and what Will Howard does, Howard does.
True.
But, if we do bring Rodgers back, then you're signaling to everybody that this is a win now team. It's an aging team. I don't know if I would call it win now, but if you're going win now mode, you got to get wide receivers on that field. DK, I love him. I think he's a good wide receiver, but he can't be everything that you need him to be. So I'm going with Denzel Boston. I think he's probably the most complete wide receiver that's here. Again, I know you're super high on Cooper. You probably have him higher than Denzel Boston straight up. I don't know that I necessarily don't. And things can certainly change as we move forward. Personally, my take is the Steelers have, I think, let me take a look. I want to say the Steelers have like 4 picks in the top 100, or like 5 or 6 picks in the top 100. I like just not typing things correctly when I'm Google searching, and then just letting them fix it. 5 picks in the top 100 this year. Yeah. So, in my opinion, I think 2 of those players, at this point, having not addressed anything in free agency, 2 of those players need to be wide receivers. And the way that I'm looking at it, I want them to trade up in the first for either Tate or Lemon, or trade up in the second to get Cooper. I don't think Cooper's going to be there with their next pick at, whatever I said, 51, 53, sorry. I think they would have to move up, but that would be the 2 things that I want to do the most. I think one of the 2 needs to be traded up for, unless you're doing something to regain capital for next year.
Right. Yeah. I think it's not a secret that probably going to go wide receiver. So, yeah, I mean, I like Boston quite a bit. I think you're right in terms of, like, if one of those wide receivers, like the top 3, falls to like 12, 13, 14, that probably should make a move up. You'll grab one, but we're not doing trades, so can't make that happen today. But yeah, Boston's a nice consolation prize. I'm going back and forth on the Chargers pick because it's like, okay, they need offensive line, right? Mm-hmm. They list defensive line, and I agree their run defense is pretty bad. And if I'm just going based on that, Christian Miller, in my opinion, is the best run defending defensive lineman, maybe the best run defender in just in general in the draft. So like, I really like that fit for them. I still think they need the edge though, because what we just said, they're losing Khalil Mack, probably.
I think, unless I'm stupid. Hold on.
He is a free agent. Yeah, he is. I know they got Thule, who's looked really good. Odafe Oweh's also a free agent. They got Bud Dupree, but like he's a rotational guy at best. So, I don't think Falk is really their tight.
I don't think he's really not though. Like he's not. A
well,
Bosa,
I guess it depends.
But, like, he has that. I mean, he doesn't feel that far off from Thule to me.
I think.
But I know that the Chargers like to have one big guy and one more speed rusher, so that's the part that I think throws it off. They'd be kind of replacing.
I think for me, it's also partially just because I don't like it. That's probably why I feel that way. He's a bigger player, but obviously he doesn't have like twitch. He doesn't really have explosion. But I feel like he doesn't have the power that I would like from someone that's his size. I do think that he's a pretty good run defender at edge. I think he'll be good at setting the edge. And I've heard he's a good like work ethic guy. I just think he doesn't play like he's not a kneecap fighter. Like he's someone I don't think Dan Campbell would ever pick. He doesn't feel like a kneecap fighter. He doesn't play with that mean edge to him. But not that he wouldn't fit their size profile. I don't know. Like I feel like they like guys who are have a little more of that edge to him that he just doesn't have, from what I can tell at least. If I was going to go offensive line, I feel like we've given him Proctor before. Like, okay, he can play guard for them. They don't need a tackle. They need interior offensive line pretty bad. Did you give them Pregnon last week? Is this where you did that?
I forget where I did that.
It was early.
I think I passed out last week, halfway through the draft. I feel like I gave him Proctor last week because I made a joke about Mekhi Becton.
No, you gave Pregnon to someone earlier because you did that before I did Cooper at 21. It was like maybe you did it to the Lions or
I'm gonna
I
go do
don't
some
remember.
R&D. I'll be right back.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I'm between Pregnon, I think, and because I'm higher on him, I think, than what PFF has. Do I think he's a first round? I think he's maybe a borderline first round pick. Um, Cade McDonald's interesting too. If they're gonna go D tackle, and also Lee Hunter, who's been shooting up the boards. I actually really like him. If they,
I gave the Ravens Pregnon.
oh yeah, that's right. Honestly,
Oops.
I think I've talked myself into going Lee Hunter.
I like that.
I think, yeah,
I gave them Falk last week. Actually, that's funny.
okay, okay, yeah, and I'm not saying I can't see it. I just there's something there where like I feel like they might want more of a speed rush guy,
Yeah.
kind of like you said before, where they have the edge setter on the other side. Maybe get someone with a little more twitch to their game.
Yeah, I think if T.J. Parker here, that's a much more likely edge for them to take in this spot than
Yeah,
Falk. But,
right.
but again, Jesse Minter is out. Their defense is continuing to evolve. Are they going to make changes? They could. They could take Falk here because of that reason. Maybe they just want to get bigger all around. And again, like you said, their run defense was pretty bad last year. And usually you like edge setters when you actually have guys on the inside that can shut shit down. So, you're maybe not looking at setting the edge right away right now, but over time you need that. It's also funny because I made the joke about Caden Proctor and Mekhi Becton, and then last week I looked back at it, I actually gave him to the Browns, which is funny because I probably made a joke about Dawan Jones instead. So, Lee Hunter it is.
That was funny.
If I'm the Eagles here, I think I'm just taking Sadiq, man. Like, there's a lot of things that they could do. But they're probably going to lose Goddard. So I think I'm going to give him Sadiq. And
Yeah, sadly.
I like him a lot
Mm-hmm.
with their profile. I think that we've talked about him for the Broncos, I think, in both of the first two mock drafts, if I remember correctly. And I went a different direction. I think I took a Georgia defensive lineman for them the first time. But I think that he has next level talent at tight end. There's no other tight end that I feel really great about in this draft class. I understand that he didn't win the. Is Mackey the tight end award? Am I making that up?
Nope, you're right.
Okay. Stowers did, but to me personally, the drop from Sadiq to Stowers is sizable.
Well, not to cut you off, for me, it's mostly because Sadiq's a good run blocker and Stowers doesn't run block. He's just a split wide safety, really.
Right.
That's the biggest thing, I think.
Right. But to me, even beyond that, I think if I eliminated run blocking, I think I would still prefer Sadiq. I've seen Sadiq do things that I haven't seen Stowers do. Stowers feels like a less athletic Dalton Kincaid to me. And I know that's a not great comp, but it's the one that I came up with first, so it's the
I can
one
see
that
where you're coming with
right now.
I mean, he's definitely not as good as Dalton Kincaid, so
yeah,
I think Kincaid has a little more size, but they're very similar in terms of they're not going to be in line all the time.
Right. Anyway,
I don't hate that.
Brings you to the Browns.
Yeah. I was debating which offensive position I was going to give them. It's so hard with that free agency because I could be like, oh, yeah, let's just pair Let's just give them another offensive tackle like they need to. Hopefully, one of them can play left tackle,
Yep.
which I know Spencer Fano did play left tackle
Yep.
2003. So,
Yep.
like,
Back in
maybe.
2003. Yep.
But I do think there's going to be other like. Honestly, maybe I do that. I think I just talked myself into something else. I was going to probably go take a wide receiver for him because I just think they need a wide receiver. I was going to give him Omar.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if we want to say that Maino is playing right tackle. He played left tackle in 2004.
Yep, 2004.
What are you looking at? The same guy that I am?
I'm assuming you meant 2024.
Oh, yeah. I think I was gonna give him Blake Miller, but I don't know if he's gonna play left tackle.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
You also like Monroe a good amount, and he played mostly left tackle.
That was another guy. Yeah. I think they have so many like needs on that line. It's like who's the best one and where is he gonna fit for us?
Mm-hmm.
I think they could wait on wide receiver for their next pick.
Mm-hmm.
I know I don't like Falk that much. I wouldn't hate them doing that next to Myles Garrett either if he's just their best player available.
Yeah, or to replace Myles Garrett when he requests a trade for the 18th time and then decides, never mind, this is the best city I could possibly play in.
You know. I feel like Maui Noah
next thing that he wants to do is go from winning two-time Defensive Player of the Year to winning a Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP, so he might want out again because he's not going to do that in Cleveland.
Hang on. I feel like, okay, there's a case that some people think Fano is better than Maui Noah. I think Daniel Jeremiah has him like one spot higher.
Mm-hmm.
Fano played left tackle. I know we just talked about that.
Yes, it was also the
one
worst
of those guys
he's had by far.
I understand. One of those guys I think will be able to do it.
That's fair.
I'm going to just because you've always played right, like I get that some guys can't wire their brains that way, but I think in terms of just talent level, I think getting Fano at 24 feels like it's just value, and I'm just going to assume that they think one of the guys can play left, and I'm going to go that direction.
I don't hate that for him at all.
And worst case scenario, throw Fano at guard. I bet you he can play guard.
Yep.
Like truly, like the way he plays.
Yeah. Well, that's also why I was kind of looking at Lomo too for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that it's value at this point to get that. I
mean, you arguably get tackle 1 and 2 in the class.
Yep. I mean, I think based off of where we drafted them, they are technically, right? We've had a very offensive line light draft so far. We've only had 3 offensive linemen go.
Kind of crazy. But you never know.
Yeah, it's possible. The Bears could go safety here, and I know that's probably what you would say that I should do because you have them higher, and I get that. They could go linebacker, and I would get that too. But at some point, I think Falk stops sliding. And to me, I think that the Bears are a team that could use him. They have Odeyingbo and Montez Sweat, who both had pretty good years last year, I think, for him. And frankly, I have no idea how they looked against the run, those two guys. But adding another rotational piece there at edge doesn't hurt. I don't think the team is like good to the point that there's no positions to upgrade. And I think that's why there's an obvious argument to be made, especially if they lose Jaquan Brisker. I feel different about this. I still feel like, frankly, Jaquan Brisker is going to be the top target for a good number of teams. I think that he's a very talented player and the kind of player that probably shouldn't hit free agency. All that to say, I think that at the end of the day, it's night, because that's how that works. But I think that the Bears are going to do what they can to try to retain him. And for the sake of this argument, I'm just going to pretend like that's what they do. And if they do retain him, again, we've talked about this ad nauseum. Kevin Byard does not say to me that I can't replace him. He is not good to the point where I feel like you can't take another safety here.
He's just older, yeah.
He's getting older. He's not bad. He's just not elite anymore. You could go C.J. Allen here, and I wouldn't hate it. Frankly, you could go Anthony Hill, and I wouldn't hate it. But to me, it still feels like Falk is slipping a little bit further than I feel like he should be. They could also go Caden McDonald, too, and actually I might tuck myself into that. Grady Jarrett's getting older. But they just took they took Shamar Turner last year. They think they like him enough to have done that in the second. I'm going to give him Falk.
Yep, I like that. I do like that. Bills. The Bills need defense, and they obviously need wide receiver. But I think they have some aging guys on defense, and I think they need a little bit of a remake on that side of the ball. Get Jim Leonard some guys that maybe some more youth. I thought about going Omar here. I feel like, again, the Bills should probably be trying to trade their first round pick for a wide receiver. If they're going to want a wide receiver, that's what I would probably do. I would like Omar for them. Obviously, I'm a big Omar Cooper fan. I think him and Josh Allen would probably play pretty well together.
So would Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, sure. If they can talk a division rival and trading them to him, sure.
Seems like they got pretty close from what I saw.
I know, which feels just stupid to me, but sure. I also just like Jalen Waddle. Man, like I'm heavily thinking about C.J. Allen here. I'm heavily thinking about corner. I think Taron Johnson and nickel. I think they like him pretty well.
Yeah.
I think they need to get an outside guy because I'm sure they got Maxwell Harrison, Christian Benford, Tre'Davious White's a free agent, and just ass now.
Yeah. Dorian Strong.
So outside corner, right. Brandon Cease feels nice here. I like Keith Abney quite a bit. I know we talked about these like next tier corners. There's some good choices that I could definitely see them going. Safety, they got Taylor Rapp and Cole Bishop. I think they're probably good there. Those are two good enough starters.
I think Landon Jackson might convert to safety this year.
Who?
Landon Jackson.
Oh, Jesus. Sure, that's definitely going to happen. I can see them going Colton Hood at safety. I can see them going all those other guys I just said. I think I'm just going to end up going with C.J. Allen though, because they have Terrell Bernard and Matt Milano is a free agent and just old, and then they have Dorian Williams. Like they need help at linebacker. They struggled in defending the run. They struggled in defending running backs coming out of the backfield. Terrell Bernard's a good player, but like you just got nobody with him. I think C.J. Allen will probably be he could end up being the best linebacker in that entire room right away. So I'm not going to go that route.
I like that.
It seems like something Jim Leonard will want because I think C.J. Allen calls the defense for Georgia, and he might want that guy who can call the defense.
Yeah, I agree with that. If I hadn't just taken Falk, I think that there's an argument to be made that they could use him to replace Joey Bosa, who's leaving, and A.J. Epinesa, who's also leaving, because Landon Jackson is obviously never going to be any sort of good. So,
Because he looks weird.
KC Concepcion, you are a San Francisco 49er. Replace Brandon Ayuk with worse Brandon Ayuk.
I don't hate that actually.
I don't hate it either, but I like being a dick. So
Um, Texans. Yeah, I feel like it's hard not knowing what some of these teams think about like these tackles if they're moving the guard. I'm gonna give them Bregnon though. They just need to improve their offensive line. I did consider going defensive line, and I considered another secondary piece here, but I think Pregnant's too big of a need. Like they saw how exposed that offensive line was the second half of the season.
yeah,
Insane.
I nailed that, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, did you? I don't have it pulled up. I believe you though. I believe you.
That's the second one. I forget who's the other one that I got.
Well, you were gonna nail Blake Miller if I actually did it,
Oh, that's right.
but
That's exactly who it was. You're right.
and I was gonna do it. Like that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Talk myself out of it.
So I already gave the Rams Jermod, which now that I'm thinking back, I think I did that before, and I gave him what's his face. I think I wound up giving him Colton Hood too, and talking myself into that.
Oh yeah, that was so sick. That was so sick.
Yeah.
Gotta go tackle here, right?
But tackle, yeah, I think
I was thinking tackle.
That's what I was leaning. I mean, Warren McClendon is currently their starting right tackle. And frankly, I don't think that Alaric Johnson does enough for me to say that he has to stick either. The tricky part is, at this point, like, how do you feel about these guys at tackle? Frankly, I think that Monroe feels better to me than the other two guys, but, I mean, I'm trying to think about the player that they're losing in Havenstein, right? You're losing...
I would take Blake Miller. I think he's similar.
That's what I was
thinking.
But
that's just me. Blake Miller would be my first choice, and Monroe would be my second. I think both of them fit that same profile. I think Blake Miller... I think he's a little safer of a pick. Probably not.
Blake Miller, class G. What the hell does that stand for?
Wait, what?
Go to Blake Miller's thing and then look at the first look. 6'6", 315 class, which is normally where it's like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. It just says G.
Oh. Class.
Is that PFF telling us he's going to play guard?
I think they're wrong.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, well, okay. Not saying he couldn't play guard. I think... I don't know.
I was like Max
have him as more of a tackle.
Iheanacho, or whatever the hell his name is. Class has redshirt senior, which is like everybody else.
Maybe it's just it has to just be a typo of some sort.
It's just funny to me.
I don't know what else it would. Yeah, it is funny. I don't know who else that would, or like whatever reason it would be.
I'm taking Blake Miller.
G graduated.
Yeah, sure. Because senior wouldn't.
Because that's not what a redshirt senior is.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be even funnier if he's like a junior.
Yeah. I think he's older. I think he's
21.
A senior.
He is a senior.
So I remember liking him last year before we knew if he was going to come out.
Right.
I think he got hurt. I don't remember though. All right. So you took Blake Miller, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh man. I'm gonna do something that I regret. Maybe not though. If it plays out like this is what I would be thinking. Someone you've already given me, Christian Miller, defending the run. I think that's important. I don't know if we're gonna lose
JFM.
Franklin Myers, yeah. They're not the same player. I think JFM's more of a pass rush defensive lineman. Miller's more of run defending, but we rotate those guys like crazy. So we like to have like 6 good defensive tackles.
Yes.
So like I would be content with that pick. I think it's very possible. I think if we're staying on defensive lineman, Cade McDonald's still there. Like I mean, there's an argument between him and Christian Miller on who's the best run defender. I mean, they were both pretty insane at it this year, along with Lee Hunter. I think Lee Hunter was a little bit better in pass rushing sets, but if we want to improve the run defense, those two guys on the board, I would be pretty happy with. There's not a tight end here that I would take. It's too early for Stafford. Definitely wouldn't do that.
What about Caden
I've seen that in mock drafts. Caden Proctor, no. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that we cut Ben Powers for cap, but I think they would do it because
no, I meant to play tight end.
Do what?
I meant to play tight end.
Oh yeah, well, sure. Let's have a 366-pound.
Yeah, I'll see your Darnell Washington and race you a Caden Proctor.
Sure. No, but like, what was I saying? I don't remember now. Oh, Stowers. Yeah, it's too early for tight end. But obviously, my heart would like Omar Cooper. I don't know that they take a first-round wide receiver unless they're like trading up to get one of the top 3, which they won't do. Like they pick too late. I would be shocked. I like Omar Cooper a lot. I just think they like the top 4 that they have enough to where I don't know that Omar Cooper is for sure our 1 or 2 right away anyways. So like, not that would stop them from doing it. I guess if they're like, all right, we're not going to re-sign Marvin Mims, which I think they will because he's been such a good like returner and they use him in a bunch of different ways. So it'd be more like, are we not going to re-sign Troy Franklin, or is Sutton going to be, we're going to get rid of him in like a year or 2? Then okay, then maybe. I don't see them going that way.
Right. Unless they bring in.
Personally, yeah, I would not. I don't. Right? Yeah, I just rather them sign Mims though. I'll be honest. I can see them going safety. I can see them going, if I know I keep talking about them, Tyneman or Halsey. Like, we don't have a huge need. We have 2 good safeties, but we use 3. We might lose PJ Locke. I know you talked about that last week. Will they use a first-round pick on him? I don't know. We used a first-round pick on Jahdae Barron, and we didn't need a corner, so it was just the best player for them. And I think they're going to continue to do that. Whoever the best player is that is someone that could be a position of need. I wouldn't be shocked. Like, and to even throw out another possibility, I was saying Ben Powers might be cut. Well, I think they would do that if they like Palczewski to start at guard, because Ben Powers is out this year and Palczewski started and played a lot of games, and I think arguably played better. So, and he's a restricted free agent, I think, so we can have him for like free. It's not going to cost us like anything. Now, I'd like to maybe get like another veteran in there. We have some other young guys who have been hurt that I think could be good competition. But like, if they like, I know you made a joke about Proctor, but like if they think he's a good guard, like they could maybe take someone like that. So, all that in saying, what I was gonna do was one of these 2 players that I'm not talking about yet. One was Jadarian Price. I think it's way too early. I think Sean Payton's gonna love it. I'm not doing it, but I have a feeling something like that might happen. I think that they would see him as a 3-down type of physical back, and Harvey would be kind of the change of pace guy. I think we could also just sign a veteran running back, which is probably what I would prefer to do. And I've also kind of fallen in love with Jake Gallaudet, that linebacker. And do I think he's a first-round pick? Don't know. Don't care. I think he's awesome. I think he reminds me a lot of Peyton Wilson, funny enough. Just no injury concerns.
Yep.
So I think at least none so far. So I think he could go a little higher.
Yep.
I just want to talk about all that because there's like so many things that I think I could see them doing and I would be happy with. Who do you think that I'm going to go after all that? I'm curious.
Oh, well, before you had finished talking, I pulled up Jennings Dunker.
Well, that would be awesome, and I'd love that. Having Jennings Dunker and Quinn Miners.
Exactly.
Crazy, actually. But I think he's going to go round 2.
I think so too, but this is
And
close enough to round 2 where Sean could take a stab at whoever he wants to take a
oh,
stab
for
at.
sure. For sure. Him and George Payton are just going to take who they like. They don't care about like what the consensus ranks are. They have their own rankings, which I know is true with every team. But some
Right.
teams, I think, look at the consensus ones, which you should. But some teams follow it a little more than others.
Yep.
Um,
I'm also going to say this much. So when I was scrolling through, I pulled up Omar, I think, or if I didn't, I at least highlighted him. And I, in my head, was thinking about Halsey and Tiedemann, and I feel like you're going to want Halsey. Would be my prediction.
The best player on my board, like on my big board right now, without a doubt, is Tiedemann. In terms of like my big board, it would be Tiedemann. I think Freeling would be close. I'm not looking at it. I should have it up, but I don't. I think those two would be top 2. Caden McDonald's probably right there.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Tiedemann. I think he's too much of a playmaker, man. Like, and it's not a need, but like our safeties have injury concerns, and we use 3.
Yep.
And I just think, sure, like, you took Barron, and he could probably play safety. Like, I don't think he will. I honestly think they're probably. I think there's a good chance we don't re-sign Riley Moss. We might if he doesn't ask for a lot, but I think Barron probably takes his spot. If we lock in, I can't think of his name. Jaquan McMillan, thank you. Yeah. Lock him in long term. If not, then Barron goes into the slot and then Moss is on the outside. But I don't see, I mean, there's Broncos fans saying that Barron's going to play safety or like he could. And like he could, but I don't know. I
mean, he's a jack of all trades. We talked about that last year. We talked about him playing safety last year when we were low into the draft process, and I still think that he would be a versatile weapon at that position. But based off of your current needs in the structure of your team, I think he grades out better as that cornerback that he currently is.
Right.
He continues to play
that
role.
I'm pretty sure Brandon Jones either is on his last year or his second to last year of his deal. I'm like not saying we won't re-sign him, but this makes it to where we won't have to.
Correct.
Like, and then it's just smooth transition, and that's what teams like the Broncos will have a ton of needs, especially after free agency. They'll probably get a couple, they'll fill up like a couple of their holes, and at that point you're looking towards like the next 2 years.
Yep.
Like who can we get in here to develop so that then we don't have to pay Brandon Jones, $20 million a year.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I like that.
I know that was very long-winded, but
no, it's all right. Yeah, I think too. Like you talked about running backs early. The Broncos are a fit for like 17 free agent running backs, in my opinion. You could bring back Dobbins, which I think they probably will try to, and I think that he wants to be back, so he's probably going to take a very low contract to do that. I think that you could pick up Algier for cheap, probably. Rico Dowdle, I think, could make sense.
Rico.
I would not want Rico to be the only move that you make, probably at wide receiver or running back, I should say. But I don't hate that as a rotational piece.
If we went Rico, I would want to either sign Dobbins as well or draft somebody with like top 3 rounds.
Yeah, no, I like that. The Patriots need offensive tackle. Drake May got hit way too much. Offensive line in general, really, not just offensive tackle. I feel like I'm trying to think like Dan Campbell would think, which is hard to do because I'm not Dan Campbell. But
yeah, nobody is. You mean Mike Vrabel?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's the one.
I knew who you meant, but I still, yeah.
I am not.
I thought you were
sure.
correct at first too, and then I was like, wait,
Yeah, no,
it's okay.
like all of the three, Lomu, Proctor, and Freeling, have upside to be good pieces here. They also all have downsides that concern me, and I want to make a strong argument against each and every one.
Yeah. It'll end up being like, I don't even know. They'll take like
I
the
don't
dude from
care. I'm
Arizona
going to
State
do
or
this.
something.
I don't care. I'm taking Jennings Dunker.
I
They're going to
knew it.
figure it out. They're going to
I
figure it
knew
out.
it.
I wasn't thinking about that, honestly.
I knew
Like,
it.
literally,
I
no
had
part
that
of me
pulled
was
up.
going to do it. I
Well, you mentioned it last week too, and I'm like, I know it'd be so.
Right.
He's such a Vrabel player.
Yeah,
He is.
I forgot about it, but yeah, it makes too much sense. He could replace Jared Wilson if they needed to. I think he could replace Morgan Moses at right tackle for now. He is still that tackle project kind of thing that Dan can't. Or Jesus Christ, man, Mike Vrabel likes to have. He could replace Mike Onwenu. Like, there's options. I don't even know that he wouldn't be able to play center, frankly. Like, I think he could figure it out.
I think he took snaps at center at the Senior Bowl, so yeah. Not saying that means he could do it, but
Right.
I mean, teams wanted to see him do it, so it means something. All right, Seahawks, a team that can go a lot of ways just because they have so many free agents, and as of right now, they are still holes because we don't know what they're going to do. So I can make the case for corner pretty easily. They still need another interior offensive lineman, I think. Like, obviously, Gray Zabel was a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Bradford, I don't think is that good, and they could use a center for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Olu doesn't stop me from taking a center.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of like them going receiver, not knowing if they're going to get Shaheed. Oh, Jesus. Shaheed Rashid? Rashid Shaheed?
Rashid Rice to Seattle. You heard it here first.
Yeah. But I think corner. Obviously, they have Witherspoon. Josh Job's a free agent. Reek Williams a free agent.
Yep.
So that's two corners right there. I know even Ward plays nickel for them, right?
Yep.
Well, Kobe Bryant's a free agent, a free safety. I think there's I know Moore is listed at nickel, but if Terrell is here, I feel like that's hard. That's hard not to take him.
Dude, I forgot about Terrell. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what I mean? Yeah, dude, at 32, they gotta find they with all those free agents. I would find it hard to believe that they can't just find a spot for him to play.
He feels like Witherspoon too.
I could see him lasting this long just because he's not the most physical big corner.
Right.
I think the later the last 10 picks of the first round is probably if he's gonna go, it's then. I could also see them liking Brendan Cease a lot. I think that would fill the Tariq Warren role.
Tariq
yeah. Long day, right? Yeah. Tariq Woolen role.
Mike Vrabel, Dan Campbell 7 times in 2 minutes.
I don't think he was great against the run though, so that's the thing. That's the reason why I'm not going to pick him. I think Mike McDonald. That's his name, right? Mike McDonald. I'm not crazy.
Yes. According to PFF, Brandon Cease had an 89.2 run defense grade last year.
Yeah, well, I remember seeing him not do great, but maybe I'm wrong.
So you're saying PFF sucks?
Maybe I'm wrong.
That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure Daniel Jeremiah also talked about him being bad against, or not the greatest against the run, unless maybe somebody's wrong.
I love pre-draft content of reading one scouting report that says he's a willing blocker who's really looking to get his hands dirty, loves to block, and then the next guy says every time he tries to block, he gets blown the fuck up. You know, it makes me so happy.
I have to look it up now.
No, I think you're right. I'm
but
shitting on PFF.
I literally just thought I read it, and I remember him not playing physically for his size. I think that's what I'm thinking of, and I think that had to do with also against the run. I think that's why I'm thinking that. like Keith Abney too.
I don't
Actually,
know.
like
Actually,
Abney
everything that I'm
more.
reading says he is a good on defender.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong then. Hang on. What did I read? Daniel Jeremiah.
Boom.
He's not physical in press coverage. He carries his hands low, relies on his quick feet to mirror match. I like to see him play more aggression against the run. I think that's. He gave up some plays in games I studied. More of a focus issue in. Okay, well, I don't know. I like Abney more, anyways. I think, but in all of that, I'm gonna go Terrell. I think it's too good of a value.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go Terrell. I think you can make an argument. I know we're going to be doing round two, but to kind of wrap up the Seahawks, they're kind of in a position, like I said before, you can take a bunch of different positions just because we don't know who they're going to sign. So like if I was going to um, shout out some more players, I know I talked about corners a lot. Um, I can see them going Omar. I know I keep talking about him, not knowing what they're going to do with Shaheed. I think he would pair well with JSN. I know like he's not a big body guy, but I think the way that they want to run the offense, that doesn't really matter. He's more of the like get the ball in his hands and he's going to make plays.
They could also take Chris Bell too. I think that he's a good compliment, and they have the
That
flexibility of taking.
that was the next thing.
Well, sorry.
You took it right. No. I know it's fine. That's literally exactly that was going to be my next point. So I think that's a good point to make. Then if we both feel that way, yeah.
All right, I like Terrell for them. Dude.
Yep.
Dude. If the Jets have the
Are the Jets
ability to
gonna be
walk
good?
away with David Bailey, Mansour Delane, and Caden McDonald, they might go like 4-13 next year, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. Maybe a good pick for him.
Be sick.
I'm assuming that's what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
All jokes
okay.
aside,
Yeah.
that would be an incredible draft to build.
Yeah, you replace Quentin Johnson, or is that his dude?
Yeah.
That's not his name. Quentin
Williams.
Williams. Yes, with Caden, which obviously he's probably not going to be as good as Quentin, but then you get a somewhat replacement also for Sauce and the lane, and then we already talked about Bailey replacing one of the other edges who they're either going to have to pay big soon or whatever. So yeah, it's crazy.
And if you keep Will McDonald, you can have McDonald and McDonald, so that's fun.
Old MacDonald had a farm. Yeah, I like that. It's good for them. Man, okay. The Cardinals. We took Arvell Reese. I do think they need offensive line. I'm struggling not to just give them Ty Simpson. You know what? I'm not even struggling. I'm going to do it. Ty Simpson with Mike LaFleur. He's a very Rams-esque type quarterback. I think like plays with timing. I also had a dream that I told you about where he went at 3 to them. So like if he's here at 34, like I can't not do that. All right. It's happening. I was just never wrong, just early.
Yep.
However that goes.
Josh Rosen, when you shoot it, says it goes in. What did we do with the Titans earlier?
I gave him lemon.
I just like you for that, but yeah, I get it.
I got some good options too.
I'm leaning offensive line for them, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. I could see offensive line. I could see corner. I could see edge for sure. Any of those. I think Halsey is enough of a beast that I wouldn't
Damn
hate drafting
it!
him either.
I was just gonna say that. That's what I'm taking, man.
Oh, I love it.
Amani
I
Hooker and
love it.
Xavier Woods are not stopping me from taking AJ Halsey. I
No.
think that I like him enough as an upgrade. They need a lot,
Yes,
honestly, and it's
yeah,
tough
yeah.
to justify. Sometimes you can make an argument. You're taking wide receiver, which you can make an argument is not the biggest need on their roster, and you're taking safety, which is a non-premium position. And when you're looking at a situation where you have a guy like Caden Proctor there, you have Christian Miller, you have Freeland, you have Cease, you have Keith Abney, it's, maybe you have things shake out differently. But like we talked about earlier, the Titans have a shit ton of cap space. So it's hard to say for sure what positions
There's
are
not a
going to
ton
be
of
short
safeties
of.
in free agency either. Like
Correct.
I know we talk about Brisker, but there's not a ton.
He's the only one that is really worth it.
And I know
pretty much.
right.
The Steelers
and
have
I know
6.
you like Kamari. I know you like Kamari Ramsey too, but there is a drop off for me from these guys to Ramsey.
I get that.
There is.
I get that.
There is
but
a
if you
drop
played
off.
Madden enough, you know that there is no such thing as a bad USC safety. So
whatever. Well, I have to like him now because the Broncos just got their their defensive coordinator. I think is now our DB coach.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was the defensive
coordinator.
Okay,
so I lied.
We're probably
going to draft. Is a free agent. Reed Blankenship is a free agent. I like those two guys a good amount.
Right.
Kevin Byard is a free agent, which I didn't realize because I definitely talked about him staying in Chicago. Hold on, wait a minute. Something's not. Is he really? Am I dumb?
Byard is, but I think he's gonna stay.
Well, he's not listed as a free agent on our lads, which is weird. So now I definitely feel justified taking a safety for them. Ardarius Washington.
Who's can't stay healthy.
Tony Adams.
There are some good ones, but like nobody that's keeping me from drafting.
Andre Cisco is young enough that he could be decent. DeMar Hamlin, rest in peace. Welcome back.
Yeah, I think PJ Locke could be an emergency starter for somebody. He did it for us. He's a really good safety 3.
Jamal Adams, smart.
Oh, I don't say you don't. Ugh, gross. I'd rather have a lot of guys than him at this point.
Kobe Bryant is up there too, I guess. Okay. Anyway, it's not 0. I said 0 other than Brisker. I was being a jerk.
There's a couple, but
like we also talked about, is safety the position that you want to address when you have all these other needs? Like, there's a lot of offensive line for agents. So if I'm the Titans, that is probably my number one priority. You have Cam Ward, keep him healthy. Bring in guys that are a little bit more premium offensive line guys in free agency to start. You can address wide receiver in the draft, or you can address it in free agency like we talked about. Running back, to me, is not a need for them. Like, they have it listed here. I understand that Spears has not been great to this point, but I don't think it's their number one need, and they're calling it their number one need.
They should be taking it this early. Unless they want, there's
nobody
that I'd be like.
I'm saying Spears is passable at the very least. Like, to me, their center and guard and edge and cornerback room is worse than the running back room.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, neither here nor there. They could bring in a couple veteran-type guys on defense.
Rob Saleh is also going to like AJ Halsey. He's big. He's a big physical safety. All right, well, I hate my life because now Mendoza's pairing with Omar Cooper. I can't not do it, so just take it. I don't want to talk about it anymore because they don't have Jacoby Myers anymore, and they need a wide receiver. So now they have Omar Cooper, Ashton Jenkins, Brock Bowers. They could, but they're not gonna. They're gonna give Mendoza his boy Omar Cooper, and we're gonna stop talking about it now.
Okay. So Carnell Tate is going to play for the Giants, and honestly, this kind of works out great for them because they need offensive line pretty bad.
Does. It does indeed.
John Harbaugh gets his next thing to follow like Caden Proctor. Welcome to the Giants.
Nice. Nice. Um, we gave the Texans a Bragnon. They could use more offensive line, probably. They definitely use a center.
It's probably so early for Lou though here.
For who? Oh yeah, Luke, yeah. I'm gonna go Christian Miller. Shore up the run defense. He's still here. I think it's just a value pick at a position that they could definitely use.
I like that a lot. The Browns, we gave Maui Goa.
Maui Noah and Fano.
Do I just
gotta give him a Lomu too, right?
Dude, I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking
Stick
about
him at guard.
I'm really thinking about it.
It's funny. That's really funny.
One of the three is.
I think Chris Bell. I think Chris Bell's talking to me.
I was gonna do that, but it's funnier to me if I don't do that.
It is. It is funny. It's very funny. Tiernan feels like someone that. No, actually, I think he's probably a pure tackle. He might be ass, but he's a pure tackle.
Maybe they take Carson back here.
Be hilarious.
All right, Chris Bell it is.
Christopher Bell. Yeah, they need help.
I googled flip a coin. It said heads, so they get Chris Bell.
Nice. All right, Chiefs got Jordan Tyson. I guess let's just give them their tackles to replace Jawad Taylor. I'm actually going to give him Max.
So
yeah, Nacho
Tyson gets his.
Yep. I didn't even think about that, but yep, exactly.
That's why I was going to say
Keith
Abney, but that's neither here nor there.
I think the system he played in college is very similar to the Andy Reid system. That's honestly why I'm doing it.
I like that. I'm also significantly higher on Max than I think a lot of people are.
Yeah. Well, he also had a really good Senior Bowl, so I know he's.
Yeah.
He looked really good against really good, like, edge rushers. So.
The Bengals got Caleb Downs. I'm going to go offensive line here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say Lomu, I think, is the guy that I think is going to wind up bumping to guard and figuring it out. He's still young-ish.
Yeah.
And even if he needs to play tackle for them, I think that they could still
I think it's a good value.
Because Orlando Brown is definitely one of the players of all time.
Right, he is. He's one of them.
Mims has played pretty solidly for them, I think. So I would want to stick there, but yeah, I'm going Lomu.
I don't hate it. All right, Saints. They took Jeremiah Love. I'd like to give him another wide receiver. There's guys I like. Like, if it was me, I would be thinking about Malachi Fields. I'd be thinking about Chris Brazil. I'm not as big on Jeremy Bernard. Surratt feels a little early. I think I like him better later, second, early third at best. Branch, could be the what's his name replacement, but not this early. Yeah. If I was gonna take one, it's too early for Fields, but I feel like that's the type that they would maybe want. I can see them going Jeremy Bernard too. I don't know. He doesn't feel like he's going to be a huge difference maker in the NFL to me. Just the way he plays, he's good with the ball in his hands, but I feel like his routes are just okay. He's not the fastest guy. He's quick with the ball in his hand. I don't know. It's way too early for me to go that direction. Antonio Williams is going to go higher than people think. I think he could go early-ish second. I haven't watched tape on him yet. I've watched tape a little bit last year when I thought he was going to maybe come out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wouldn't be surprised, but like there's a tier here of like wide receivers that it's going to be pick your flavor, and I named a bunch of them already: Brazil, Fields, uh, Branch. I think those guys are all kind of with. I think Chris Bell's probably in that tier just because of the injury stuff. I think
Mm-hmm.
he's in there with them. Antonio Williams, so they could definitely go that way. But I think there's enough of them that I'm pretty sure they have their third round pick because they gave us their fourth for Vele. So like they could just wait. I know they need defensive line. I feel like they need more than what the needs are here. I feel like don't they
100%.
need a right tackle? No, we talked about this last week. They took I have to look now. They took somebody.
Fuaga.
Who?
Fuaga.
Fuaga. Yeah, and they already have that. That's what it was. They could probably use a guard though.
I also think, and I'm just gonna throw another wide receiver's name in the hat here. If it is the Saints, I think that C.J. Daniels could also make a lot of sense. I don't think that I'm not saying that he's A.J. Brown, but I feel like Olave can be Devontae to C.J.
Right.
Daniels a little bit more.
I don't hate that.
Um,
I don't hate that.
be very clear, that's not a comp. I'm not saying they're the same player in any way.
Right.
Just schematically, what Kellen Moore I think would want to do with him. If we're giving them a Saquon Barkley, we might as well give him an A.J. Brown. You know what I mean?
Right. What do they have at? History.
So maybe they just get A.J. Brown in a trade.
You know what? Looking at their corners, they have Kool-Aid, Quincy Riley, and Isaac Yato.
Yep.
Alontae Taylor is free agent at nickelback.
Yep.
Why not replace him with another Tennessee corner? You are saying.
Did I give him a... I guess we didn't do a two-round mock last week. Never mind. I'm pretty sure
No.
I gave him a cornerback last week. I think I might have given
I
him...
think you did.
I think I gave him Delane.
I think you gave him to Lane.
Because I said something about in the Bayou.
Kept him in LSU. Yeah.
Yep. They got Vega early, and they got to go corner, I think. So between Cease and Abney, I'm leaning towards Cease, I think. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, I should have gone Scott, actually. Scott.
The only thing I'll say...
I know that they shouldn't. I know, but it would be so much fun.
Well, actually, he's taller than I thought he was. So, I thought he was shorter. I was going to make an argument that they are very, like, the Packers are very, like, sizist.
True.
They like big, tall, long, but he's 6 foot, and so all these other guys are like 6 foot. So
the burst that you see from him when he like shoots the gap and like breaks on those floating screen pass pick sixes that he gets makes you think he's like 5'8".
Right.
But
I know it's crazy.
But also like his run D is good for the most part, you know, for being a corner.
Right. Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yeah, I would have definitely. If I would have thought about it more, I would have taken Scott, I think, overseas. But it's too late for me, so.
It's okay. I still think it's a good pick. The Jets have David Bailey, Mansour Delane, Kane McDonald already. So they get their wide receiver here. Maybe.
Or they go Anthony Hill and just take a linebacker.
Yeah. Well, I was considering him more Galladay.
Oh yeah.
I like Galladay still too. I think he's above Hill for me, but I think most people are probably going to have Hill over him. Understandably so.
I mean, the Jets could also use offensive line, frankly. I know they don't.
What if they lose Brees?
Well, they could lose Brees. They still would have Braylon Allen, but I'm saying John Simpson and Elijah Vera Tucker are both free agents.
Right.
So, to me, I don't know why guard isn't listed as a need at this point. Marquise Hayes, Josh Myers, Xavier Newman are not good enough for me to...
Yeah. I think think they're probably assuming they get one of those guards back, but even if that's the case, still make an argument.
They also probably
obviously
can only
need
list
another one.
5 needs, actually, now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it. It's just formatted differently because most of the teams with 5
I don't
needs
think
have
Monroe's-
tackle.
Right. I don't think Monroe's. I guess Bissonitis, I don't hate. He'd be the only one at guard though that like.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me actually look at guard. Like yeah, like the other guys are centers. Like Rutledge is a good player, but he's.
Not 44.
I don't think he's going day 2. No, he's a guy you take a shot on later. He's a good run blocker, but his pass blocking needs a lot of work. I don't I have to look, but I don't know what PFF graded him, but it looks like it's pretty similar running pass. But I know that Georgia Tech offense in general, most of the offensive linemen are just not great pass protectors, and I've heard that from. I haven't watched them, but I've heard some people say that about him too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, this one's kind of tough. Let's see. Take too much time on this. Am I crazy for thinking they could use another corner? Is Jarvis Brownlee that good at nickelback on them?
No.
No, he played pretty well at Tennessee. Yeah, I mean that secondary was so bad last year. Keontae Scott, you're a gem.
I like that.
Go play nickel.
I like that.
I almost went
And
linebacker.
even if it was Brandon
but...
Cease, I still wouldn't hate that.
No, I thought about Keith Abney too.
Scott, I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I had done what I wanted to
right.
do, and Brandon Cease is here, I could see that still being the pick.
Sure. I probably would have gone Keith Abney because I have him a little higher, but regardless, yeah, very, very similar players.
The Ravens got Cassius Howell in the first.
Indeed.
The wide receivers here.
Yeah, I think they'd probably take a stab at one.
I think, honestly, this is the team that I'm looking at for Antonio Williams.
I can definitely see that. I know they have him listed lower. I think he's going to go much higher.
I mean,
much higher than what PFF thinks.
Jeremy, I think, is in there.
Yeah.
Who's the Ravens offensive
I can see
Raiders,
Declan Doyle, who's from the Sean Payton / Ben Johnson tree.
Yeah.
Although he's only with Ben Johnson for 1 year. He was a Sean Payton for 5, I think.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to run like 12 personnel, but also do a lot of spread stuff as well. Like they'll have like the 12 personnel where they're running the ball a lot with Derrick Henry, but then they'll do a lot of spread stuff too. So
I guess I'm just trying to think. In a Sean Payton offense,
he wants blocking wide receivers.
Right.
I'll tell you that. Size at wide receiver.
Right.
Guys that can block with size.
I guess what I'm saying is Bateman feels... Take none of this seriously because it's going to sound offensive to you and it's not meant to be. Rashad Bateman, I think, is the Ravens version of Courtland Sutton. I don't think they're the same player, but it's the closest thing that I have to what Sean Payton's doing right now. And I know that Sean Payton's offense for the Broncos isn't necessarily Sean Payton's normal offense that he would be running with, like, the Saints and had, but yeah, we're just going to pretend for the sake of the argument right now with where we are. Not knowing what free agency
Bateman is their X, is what I would say.
Correct.
Because Sutton's definitely the contested guy. I don't know that Bateman's much of a contested guy.
I don't think so either, but I'll tell you this much. Devontae Walker, Zay Flowers, and LeJontay West are sure as hell ain't. So... No,
that's why I was going to suggest Malachi Fields or Brazil were the two that I was going to suggest.
Flowers, I guess, is close.
He's their Z, but he also plays slot.
Yeah.
Well, he does a lot of what Mims and Franklin. And honestly, I'd say closer to Franklin probably, but then he also does Mims stuff.
I guess here's what I'm trying to get at the end of the day. Where
you want to fuck up with the Rams?
Well, yes, obviously, but the Ravens don't have a Marcus Colston on the roster. They don't have a Pat Bryant on the roster, I don't think.
Nope. You're going to say Surratt? That feels like Marcus Colston / Pat Bryant-esque.
I don't know if I'm feeling Surratt, or am I crazy for thinking
Feel
Skylar Bell could be that? Maybe.
I don't think he's physical enough.
That's probably
No.
true.
Honestly, who's close, who they have way far down, which you're not going to pick, but I think those going to go higher, is Jacoby Lane.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going here, but if they
No.
wanted that type of guy in like next round, I know they have him like 140 something, but I can see him going in like the third round for sure. I don't think he's going
Surratt
140
also.
whatever.
Surratt.
Surratt feels like a Vele Pat Bryant-y,
Yeah.
Colsney-ish kind of guy to me.
We've already established
But
there's no guards that I'm taking here. I don't think they need another edge, so we gave him one. There isn't really a defensive line guy here that I love. I don't hate Dante Corleone.
yeah, I don't hate that, but like I like the big orange though from Iowa State quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's the one that I would consider if I was gonna go that route. He didn't have a great year this year, but his first 2 years that he had were pretty nice. I don't know.
I also
the
think
Ravens have been tough this
Yeah,
draft
dude.
for us.
The Ravens
We've
are
both
a
taken
team.
time on them.
They could move off of Roquan too if they needed to for like cap reasons and other. Like I feel like Roquan's
Yeah.
played well, but I don't know if he's been great. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna give him Abney. I talked about it earlier that Humphrey's not getting any younger.
Yeah,
And I
true.
forgot because PFF doesn't say the corner's a need for some fucking reason. But
Uh-huh.
I was doing some sort of mental gymnastics trying to work a wide receiver into this pick. And I think the way that the board has fallen, Abney probably makes more sense.
Yeah.
There's an argument I think
don't
you
hate
could
that.
take Freeland too.
There's so many
But-
wide receivers, I think, that they're going to be able to go
Right.
next.
Right. That's kind of my logic on it.
Yeah, I like that. We said earlier the Bucks need linebacker, and I have Galladay next, but I do think that Lovie Smith. What am I thinking? Todd Bowles. I think he would like Anthony Hill a lot because he's a little more athletic side to side, and he tends to like that type of linebacker profile more. So
Yeah.
gonna give him-
I also just want to throw this out there. If they don't bring back our boy, Eli Stowers,
yeah.
think could be
I thought
fun
about
there.
Otten. Yeah, for
But-
sure. Stowers and Baker would be like a nice little combo
yeah.
for sure.
Colts' first pick of the draft.
Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier. Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier.
That's
Carson Beck.
not gonna happen.
I mean,
Let's see.
you know.
They had Jermaine Pratt, who they're going to lose. They had Nick Cross, who they're going to lose. They had Daniel Jones, who I still think they bring back, honestly. They're
Who?
probably going to lose out. Daniel Jones, I think they bring back.
Oh yeah, and if they lose Alex, so not to cut you off, I think there's a chance that they cut Pittman. Which if they do, I'm not gonna lie. But because they could save like $25 million in cap, and then they could probably sign Alec Pierce and then draft another wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously none of that's happened yet. But I'm just wanted to throw that out there.
All right.
I do think that's possible.
So the first and most obvious thing that I thought of was taking Golday to replace Jermaine Pratt and be the linebacker in the middle of the scheme. What I am now talking myself into, and I think you're gonna be okay with it, is Brazel.
To replace
their
Pierce, yeah, for
Pierce
sure,
replacement.
for sure. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So I do agree.
I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, for sure. I think they would love that pick. It replaces what they wanted from Adonai also, and then Pierce, what he was starting to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if you didn't do it, I was going to take him to the Falcons, I think, actually.
Ooh.
Because they need a field stretcher wide receiver.
Well, I mean,
pretty
you can
badly,
get that
actually.
with Branch too. Keep him in Georgia.
Yeah. I don't know that I can. He could go this high.
It's just better Darnell Mooney, bro.
He is similar to Darnell Mooney. Yeah, I think he has a little more juice.
Better Rondale Moore.
Um,
Better David Sills.
sure. Stowers here if they don't keep Pitts, but I think
Yeah.
they're probably going to keep Pitts. They could take another edge since James Pierce is gone. Take Romello Height.
I would like that a lot, actually.
I mean, do we think Pierce is just done, right? Like,
He
that's
has to be. I don't see how
crazy.
he's not. It's like, what is it, 5 felony counts? Am I making that up?
Dude, it's a lot. I don't remember if it's 5. It's too many.
Shout out
Too many to
Tennessee.
ever play again. Dominique, shut up. Dominique Orange, I could see.
He's facing a max sentence of 70 years and a minimum of 8 years if he's found guilty. Like, that's Michael Vick territory, you know?
It is pretty bad. You know what I think I like more than Height after I watched Height a little bit? Because I thought I liked Height, but then I realized it's like, I mean, he should have been doing so much. Like, he was not productive enough, I feel like, for having Lee Hunter, for having David Bailey, for
That's
having
fair.
everybody else. Like, he, I don't know. Like, he has traits that I think he could be good, for sure. Like he had a good year, but he just, there was a lot to be, like, there's a lot left on the field that he could, I feel like he should have made more plays. I feel like he got one-on-one blocked more than he should have.
Right.
And I've heard, I don't really remember seeing this, but I heard against the run he wasn't that great either. But I think I like R. Mason Thomas more. It looks like PFF does too, actually. Not that that matters.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to take edge, I feel like I'll probably do that over.
I like that.
R. Mason Thomas feels like worse Nick Bonito.
Fair.
Not to be like Helmets down. I'm just kidding. That's totally Helmets down. But Thomas is bigger, I think, than Benito is. I think he has a little more size, I think. At least coming out. I don't know about now.
I think so.
Dude. I still like Big Orange for them, too. Big O. And still wide receiver. Man. But they're not going to go with the big... They're not going to go with the London type.
I don't hate
I guess they could...
Gil Howard, though, either.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give him... I haven't watched Skylar Bell yet, so I can't say much. I'm going to give him Antonio Williams.
Skylar Gil Howard.
Oh, yeah. I actually forgot about him.
They have him listed at like 110 or something like that.
It's pretty low.
112.
I think I might give them...
Antonio.
I think I might give them Antonio Williams. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
I like that. Vikings got McNeil Warren. I feel like we're in the range now where I can plant a flag on RB2 and be content with it. And when I'm looking at the Vikings, they need running back
badly. Yeah.
Kind of a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Jones is still there. They're losing out on Ty Chandler, the legend. But then again, like, we've talked about this running back class. Like, it's solid. Maybe they sign a guy. Maybe they don't.
I think Price and Coleman are good. Like I wouldn't hate them here.
Yeah.
Like, they're second. Like, those two guys are day 2 running backs to me. Like, they're going to go day 2, I feel like.
I agree, but Garrett Nussmeier feels like a guy here who could be really fun for KOC, so that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, no. Poor JJ.
Hey, if JJ plays well enough to avoid getting overtaken, then great. But the Vikings went from 14 wins to pretty bad. And their quarterback went to the Super Bowl. And unfortunately, it's a business. We can't just sit here and wait for your shitty ass to develop. So
I think it's a good system fit for sure.
You know, I think it's a great system
Justin Jefferson.
And I think that if JJ McCarthy plays well enough that he still keeps a job, great. He keeps a job. But the Vikings in that division should be able to compete with this roster. And the NFL is a quarterback-driven league. If our quarterback is going to be the one thing that severely drives us down, it's a business. We got to make moves where we can. And, in the first, it feels aggressive to go quarterback unless you're going Ty Simpson, which, again, by the way, frankly, just saying, could happen.
Definitely could. Definitely good.
But to me, Simpson feels like a good fit for their style, and I think that I think Nussmeier does as well. And frankly, after that, I am out. I think on the rest of the class, unless you're taking a late round, 5th to 6th round stab on a Cole Payton or a Luke Altmaier. I wouldn't hate in that system. But, is that person going to come in to OTAs and training camp to actually compete with JJ McCarthy? No. So,
I agree with that.
You're setting a tone, and that's what I'm attempting to accomplish.
Yeah. I like that. Or JJ, but I like that. I think there's a good chance JJ would get beat out too.
Mm-hmm. He dug his own grave. Now he can lay in it.
Yeah, well. Is Taylor Decker going to retire? Hasn't he been talking about that? Or am I crazy?
There was talk about that.
If so, I'm giving them Monroe Freeling if that's the case.
Well, Taylor Decker, there was talks about it. Who was the other tackle that just retired for them?
Well, they have Sewell.
Dan Skipper.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There was talk about both of them, but what I remember seeing was that Dan Skipper was extremely likely and Taylor Decker was less likely, and Skipper retired already.
Did they put Jake Galladay next to freaking Jack Campbell?
Dude. Who'd we give them already? Massador. That's right.
I thought about giving them. Hang on. Would that make sense? They have lost their nickel back. I thought about giving them Pons, but
yes, I nailed that.
He's so short, but I feel like he is a kneecap biter type of a player.
Definitely a kneecap biter. He will blow your shit up.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. That's what I was always gonna do.
Let's go.
Freeling was interesting because I think he could be BPA.
Yeah.
And they could develop him. Even if Decker stays for another year or two, I think that's a great stab here to maybe get your left tackle in the future. But yeah, Pons feels nice for them.
I agree.
Especially because they don't have a nickel corner at all right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Brian Branch is probably technically your nickel, but then you're losing a safety, so net. All right, so I gave them Caleb Banks to replace A'Shawn Robinson in theory, or Tershawn Wharton, depending on what you're feeling on any given day of the week. I feel like I just need to plant the flag on Goldag here, because Roseboom is a free agent. He played decently for them this year. Trevin Wallace is not great. And after that, the next players on their roster that'll be there next year are Clouden Cherilus, Bam, Martin Scott, and Mayama Young Maeda.
Trying really hard to cheat this and make them fall with the Broncos. I knew it wasn't going to happen though.
Yeah, well,
too many teams could take it.
There's also an argument that they could take a wide receiver, right? So it could.
Yeah.
There's a chance, and also at this range, the Broncos could easily trade up. It's not trading up 11 picks in the second is not unheard of. But I'm taking it
here. Yeah. Josie Joel replacement.
True.
Packers. So they haven't picked yet.
Yep.
Monroe Freeling.
That's what I was thinking.
Not gonna think about it. He's still there. That's crazy.
You need a Rasheed Walker replacement.
Yeah, exactly.
Done. Which gives us the Steelers, who I took Boston for in the first.
Eli Stowers. Johnny Smith replacement.
Okay. All right. Okay. Chris Johnson is somebody that I'm heavily considering here. As we talked about earlier, I'm very high on him as a cornerback.
I haven't watched him yet.
I'm higher on him probably than a couple of guys that have already gone. I think I'm actually higher on him than Abney and Cease personally. But I know that's a bad take objectively. So
no, I don't necessarily think so.
It is. No, it's alright.
True. I haven't watched him yet, so maybe Cease because I'm not as high on Cease, but
there is not a quarterback here that you're taking. Wide receiver is the other position, which if we doubled down, I wouldn't be mad at it. I just don't think the Steelers are going to go wide receiver with the first 2 picks.
No, I don't think so either.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson. Nice. All right. The Eagles. It took Sadiq to replace Goddard.
And they can take Stowers.
Yeah.
To replace Zach Ertz.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't watched Gabe Jackus. I don't know anything about Gabe. R. Mason feels like a nice fit there on that defense. Romillo Hyde I could see as like a specialized edge rusher for them. They like to use guys like that.
I know who you should be looking at.
Do they want to prepare for A.J. Brown leaving? Possibly. I mean, I don't know if they can get out of that contract or not.
It's not listed as a PFF position of need, but if you look at their free agents this year, they could potentially use one. In my opinion.
A Kobe Dean replacement?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if Galladay was here, I'd say yes. Trotter could be. Jacob Rodriguez definitely could be.
And Trotter has the blood. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. plays there. Jeremiah Trotter Sr. played there.
True.
Josiah Trotter.
True. Yeah, of course. Of course. I don't hate that. I'm not going to do it, but I don't hate it.
I wouldn't actually do it either. I just thought it was funny, so I had to bring it up.
If one of those safeties was still here, I would do it. I would do that because I know Reed Blankenship's just a free agent, but I don't know that Ramsey's going to go this high. He definitely could, but I'm not going to do it. It's a little early for me. Jalen Phillips is gone.
I've heard Phillips might be back. Phillips likes it there, so that also is why I don't know if they're going to go edge.
Smooth Chili's.
Could be wrong about that.
Feels like an Eagle. I don't know. R. Mason might just be best available, though. That's kind of what I'm.
Right. I mean, even if they didn't keep Phillips,
hang on.
Losing Azeez Ojulari, Brandon Graham, and Ogbo Okarenko, whatever. So.
Tyler Steen was ass, right?
Tyler Steen was not great, and Landon Dickerson might be retiring.
Yeah, giving him Chase Bisonitis.
I like it.
Bisonitis, however you say it.
I like it.
Yeah. I didn't know a lot about him, but I've heard a couple guys that I generally like their takes talk pretty good about him. So
it's good. And now the Chargers are taking R. Mason Thomas.
Yeah. Of course they are. Jaguars have not picked yet. Center guard, D lineman, safety is what they have listed. Without looking at the depth chart, I feel like obviously if Etienne leaves, they could make a case for running back. I know they have. I know that and I like Tootin, but I think you can still make a case. Have another guy.
Tootin is the future, and LaQuint Allen. The way, the truth, and the life.
I'm gonna give him Dominic Orange though. I think they need some.
Hell yeah! Help. That's the first one I pulled up. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, help stop the run.
Bears
Which actually their run defense is pretty good, but let's just make it better.
Yep.
Oh,
Bears took Keldrick Falk, which I already said, of course.
I mean, they could take Stowers to pair with Cole Kmet and Colson Loveland.
True. Well, according to Richard Johnson,
Do you
Cole Kmet wants
is
out.
yeah, I saw that. Did Monangai look good enough to you, or they wouldn't take running back?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Because I don't think so. I think he was fine, but I would rather have Price and Joe Coleman. And I know they have Swift, but like for like a year or two, maybe.
I think that PFF is one of the most perfect websites ever created, in that they could do no wrong.
Well,
so obviously the needs that they list are accurate to
sure.
a T.
Yeah.
Between Monangai and Roschon Johnson, they definitely don't need to address it. I think I'm trying to think in my head if the Bears view Monangai closer to a Gibbs or a Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Okay. That's sure. What I was thinking. Which,
in my opinion,
which I think makes me want to go Coleman if I was going to go running back over Price.
I could see it either way, I think, because I think Price. I don't know how much Coleman did in the receiving game. Yeah, I'd probably lean. I mean, they also might just wait and go like.
Frankly, they could also just go Emmett Johnson later and have that be their Montgomery. Sorry. I also think they could take a stab at like a Jaden Ott later too, and have him be.
Yeah. Who have they taken?
Falk.
Yeah, I mean, I think I wouldn't hate Kamari Ramsey here, truly.
Yeah, I'm not doing that though. They don't deserve him. I don't hate Trotter here. I'm also trying to think of like outside the box moves.
Jacob Rodriguez.
It's tough with the Bears just because they have so many guys who are going to be coming back on paper.
Yeah, Corleone.
Like you almost have to be making moves of. Are they going to make cuts for the sake of making cuts?
Or who are they going to lose in 2 years?
Players in, or who are they going to lose in 2 years? In which case.
How old's Grady Jarrett? Isn't he like in his 30s? 30. Obviously he's in his 30s, but
I think.
Yeah, I don't think he's that old. I think he's like 30.
He might be 42. He's 32.
Well, okay.
But they also have Shamar Turner, which is what I was talking about in the first round when I was thinking about going defensive tackle. I think that they like Turner enough. And yes, obviously you need rotational guys there, so like having 2 guys that are good doesn't mean that you shouldn't take another one, but.
Right.
I could also see them moving on from DJ Moore this offseason.
Agreed.
In which case, I wouldn't hate them taking a stab at a wide receiver here. But what I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to take Caleb Tiernan, who also is listed as a guard class, so that's nice. And the reason for that is because Joe Thuney is there. He's not getting any younger. Ozzie missed some time that Joe Thuney was playing left tackle for them, and I don't think that they want that to happen.
No.
It opens things up that maybe one of those guys could play guard instead. Darnell Wright is there. He's going to be a free agent in the not so distant future. I think this might be the last year of his contract. So it just gives more flexibility and versatility for them to maneuver around with the offensive line a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I never hate taking O-line. Good to have extras for sure. You get screwed with having to start frickin' Billy Turner or something like that.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, good times. All right, 49ers. See them doing a couple things. Looking at the depth chart really quick. You're planting your flag.
Yeah. I think. And what I think you're gonna do. Ah, shit! But you could go. No. There's two. I'm just gonna say that.
My first thought was edge, but they just drafted Mike Hill and they have Bosa. Like,
the first person.
Could they still go edge?
The first person that pulled it was Overton.
Yeah, I think
a hybrid of the two.
For sure. I think if I was gonna go edge, my first thought was Zion Young.
I lied. My first thought was Zion, and my second thought was LT Overton.
Yeah, I was gonna go edge, and the more I thought about it, they definitely could. Like I just because they have two, it's not stopping me from taking another.
Right.
Frankly, they could use another wide receiver. Are they gonna go two in a row? Probably not. But like, I like Pearsall. Can he stay healthy? Obviously, now you have KC. If you keep Jennings, I feel pretty good. If you don't, then I think you need some size. So like, Malachi Fields seems like, but I can't give him two wide receivers back to back. I just don't think they'd do it.
That was the whole you could do this, and I said no, I don't think you would. That was wide receiver.
Right. Malik Mustafa played good at safety for them. I don't think Jair Brown was like crazy good. And they have like no depth after that. Warner, Renardo Green, Lenore, Upton Stout, Darrell Luter. I mean, there's nothing there stopping from taking anything in the secondary. To be completely honest. Now there's no corners I would take. I like Will Lee, but not here. Not this early. Gabe Jackas, I think, probably value-wise, would be horrible either. I think I'd almost rather go D-tackle for them than edge because I know they got Alfred Collins, CJ West. Michael kind of plays at D-tackle, but, like, he kind of moves around a lot. I'm between Corleone and Kamari Ramsey. I think those are the two I'm between. I'm going to go Kamari Ramsey.
Boom! Flag planted. Flag planted is what I meant to say. I don't know what I just said. I think I said flag planted.
Flag planted.
That's amazing. Flag planted. I got too excited. They need a Talanoa Hufanga replacement. Who better to replace him than the next USC strong safety?
Yeah. I know.
Easy claps. Emmanuel Pregnon, Christian Miller, and...
Oh, dude. I mean... I feel like they have to go running back here, no? With both day two guys, like, they don't have to, but, like...
It's going to come down to how they feel about Woody Marks long term. And...
You gotta have someone with him.
I agree, but I think... Here's what I'm trying to say. If they like Woody Marks long term, then I think that there's like 17 guys in free agency that you can sign to be a complement to Woody Marks that are not Nick Chubb, that are not Dario Ogunbowale, that are not Joe Mixon, which, by the way, Joe Mixon might be back this year. Maybe. Maybe we just won't hear about it all year, and he might never play football again, and maybe he has another freak incident that wasn't really his fault, but maybe it was his fault, but we're not going to say it was his fault.
Of course not.
But anyway, if they feel like Woody Marks is the guy long term, then you can pick up one or two guys in free agency that are a good complement to him, which at that point you don't need to take a guy in the second round. If you have concerns about that, or if you just think that fundamentally you want to build up other aspects of your team, which at this point I guess we're probably saying that they have probably addressed offensive line through free agency. They got Pregnon, obviously, which is a big piece, but they haven't gone back to the offensive line well, and frankly, they're not going to the offensive line well here with the players that are available, I don't think. No. Unless they're taking Connor Lew, which at this point, it's getting into that range. They could do it. I wouldn't hate it.
Lew or Slaughter, I wouldn't hate them for, no.
Unless I think Juice Scruggs is the answer long term, or they still like Jake Andrews.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Gross.
Anyway, all that to say, yeah, I think I might go wide receiver or running back here, and I think I'm leaning Price for them.
Yeah, that's who I would go.
He's just a little bit bigger, which I think is a better.
I think he goes before Coleman.
Probably, but I think the right team could take Coleman first.
I have Coleman as my 2. They're very close, but I think if I had to just guess, I think Price probably goes before.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Bill's got C.J. Allen in the first.
Yeah, I'm going to give him Romello Hyde, I think.
I like that.
They need the speed rusher guy.
Would you want to look at wide receiver?
I did look.
Who would be
there's
your...
nobody screaming at me.
I think Fields would be the guy that I would stick my hand out
Fields
for.
is my next... Fields is definitely my next, wide receiver on my board.
But Fields feels like the kind of guy that
he's similar to
wind
Keon.
up getting somebody in trouble 5 years from now, and then Brandon Beane pretends like he never would have drafted him despite making multiple mixtapes of himself, rapping about him or dreaming about him in his head.
I could see what's his name? The head coach. Brain isn't working. Joe Brady. Liking Zachariah Branch.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch him still before. I've watched him some, but not enough to really have enough of a opinion. I know you like Skylar Bell. Again, I haven't watched him yet either.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really say. I don't know. Jeremy Bernard, I can see. He seems similar to Shakir, though, to me.
Mm-hmm.
Of how they play. I think he has a little...
I don't hate Surratt for them either.
No. I don't either. I just think I prefer Surratt round 3, which I know is stupid. We're the end of round 2, so I shouldn't even be saying that. I am going under the impression that somehow they have addressed wide receiver, which is stupid because we've already used their first round pick. None of these guys are screaming to me.
Alec Pierce.
Yeah, there's
welcome to the Bills.
I guess.
Tyreek Hill, welcome to the Bills.
Yeah, I don't know. DeAndre Hopkins, sure.
Yep.
I'm gonna go height still, but I did think about wide receiver for sure. I did.
Rams have taken Jermon McCoy and Blake Miller. They're pissed that Nussie is gone. Not taking another. There's not another quarterback worth taking in this draft class. Period.
Do you consider getting a Devontae Adams replacement here?
I'm thinking about it.
Down the road?
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about...
Surratt, I wouldn't hate.
I'm thinking about safety, but there really probably isn't one.
No, there's not one I would take, at least.
I like Zaki and I like Bud Clark.
Yeah,
but
for
not
sure.
Enough for where we are.
For round 2, no.
They're
borderline day 2 guys.
If there was another tackle, I would consider that, but there's not.
Right.
Who the hell is Coleman Shelton? What is that?
I don't know that name.
He's apparently their starting center.
Coleman Shelton.
He's a 30-year-old center who is starting for them, with Bo Limmer on the bench, which I know that we are both big Bo Limmer fans.
Yeah, sure. I was actually.
No, we both were.
Sure,
I'm not being facetious.
I know.
About that.
I know.
But I guess I'm saying, do we think that Connor Liu is enough of an upgrade here?
Well, I didn't know who this guy was, so I think him or Hector or Slaughter. Yeah,
I'm trying to think
definitely.
of which one I would prefer if I was the Rams. I might lean Slaughter just
Probably.
because I think he's more polished at this point. Maybe not. He's older.
Yeah, I'm struggling too. I think Lou probably does have the best, like the most potential.
Right.
Um, I think you're probably right though. Slaughter or Hecht. I think they might like one of those two guys more than Lou.
I'm going Slaughter.
I think probably Slaughter. Yeah, I think probably Slaughter. I like that. All right, Broncos. Do I just take Stowers? Um,
Connor Liu.
I like Stowers, but don't have to take him. Connor Lou. I mean, yeah, if we didn't resign Montberger, I definitely would have.
Jeremy Bernard.
Nope.
Oh.
It's probably what's going to happen because I talked crap about him some, and I talked crap about Pat Bryant before I watched any of his tape, and of course,
Well, that was your own stupid fault.
So
Jacob Rodriguez. I wouldn't hate
I just
either.
wanted to be. That's what I'm gonna do. I just was beating around the bush. That was who I had in my mind to take. I'm just looking like again, not knowing what we do at running back. I would personally like Jonah Coleman here.
Yep.
Because
I
I'm a
was
Jonah
also
Coleman
thinking
fan.
that too.
I think he would pair well with R.J. Harvey.
I also think you didn't take D line in the first. I wouldn't hate Corleone either.
No, I wouldn't either. It's definitely an option.
And frankly, I mean,
I want
Overton or Zion Young, I think could play the JFM
Yeah.
role decently.
Definitely. It definitely could. I don't hate Kyle Lewis at linebacker either, I think, but I have Jacob Rodriguez a little higher. I do like Kyle Lewis quite a bit, though.
Honestly,
But
those
he's
are
not
the
the
next
type of
two
linebacker I would want.
linebackers that I would be taking at this point. But yeah, Jacob Rodriguez is your, like,
I know Trotter's still there. He's just,
Yeah,
I think he's more of a niche, like a niche role linebacker. I don't think he's an
love
every down
Lawson,
guy. At
and
least
I don't really love Trotter. And I know that Josiah Trotter's supposed to be like way, 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 way better than Jeremiah Trotter Jr., but it still scares me too much. Kyle Lewis looked like a stud at the Senior Bowl, and Jacob Rodriguez is Jacob Rodriguez.
I'm taking Jacob Rodriguez.
Beautiful.
If I was going to take, I did consider, like, okay, well, if we took a wide receiver, I think I'd probably just go Stowers, truly, if we're going to go pass catcher. But, like, it feels like more of the same of what we have. Like, I think Sean Payton would like Malachi Fields. I think he would like Surratt. But we have Pat Bryant. Important something. Like, feels a little like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get that for sure.
So, Rodrigo.
Oh boy.
I know it's silly. I just took two defensive players for the Broncos.
Half it we ball. You sign offense and free agency, easy claps.
And we don't really even need offense. We just need guys to keep developing. But anyways,
right. Patriots.
Dan Campbell.
Yep. I was gonna ask you how many times I should say Dan Campbell in the next 5 minutes, but I decided not to.
Jeffy Stunker. I heard someone say that Gabe Jackas, like, again, I don't remember who it was, that the Patriots might consider him at the end of round one because he's like a verbal type of guy. So take it for what it's worth.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't watched him. But the fact he's there round two.
But like, and Zion Young doesn't fit their scheme at all. But it hurts me that he's still here.
I don't think he doesn't not fit.
I just think he's
they
bigger
run
than they
a multiple
typically go
defense,
for.
so
I know, but he's bigger than they typically go with for their edge rushers.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Jennings and Caleb Von Chason and Harold Landry are all.
I think he's close to Landry's size, maybe.
Landry's 6'2". Jennings is 6'2". Chason, I believe, is 6'2" or 6'3". 6'3".
I guess late. Yeah.
Derek Moore, I think, is also in conversations. I'm going to go with Gabe, though.
I don't remember who said it, but somebody made some
Probably
comment about how they could see
Richard
him.
Johnson.
Well, maybe. Seahawks. Terrell. They don't bring back Kenneth.
Kenneth Walker.
Wait, yeah, Kenny Walker. I don't know why. I was thinking Kenneth.
I mean,
Murray.
it is Kenneth Walker. That is his name.
I know.
You are making that up.
Get the last name out. I could definitely see Jonah Coleman. Charbonnet's probably not playing next year until like after whatever their bye is, or like after midseason.
Yeah.
For his ACL, like real late.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give him Connor Lew.
I like that.
Keep upgrading the offensive line.
What was I looking at for that? Oh, you can go Stowers and give him another second-round tight end. Back-to-back seasons.
Yeah. Sure. After AJ Barner, Arroyo, and Stowers.
Hell yeah. 2-round mock in less than 3 hours.
Not bad.
They
Not
said
bad
it
at all.
couldn't be done.
They said it couldn't be done. They was wrong.
I guess we'll never know.
Good shit.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait for all these picks to be wrong, but...
Yeah, but again, like we talked about, this is a thought exercise at this point. It's just having fun. Talking about the NFL season, what teams are going to be doing. More of these things are going to be changing over the next couple of weeks. Combine is 2 weeks from today, right? Is it next week? No, it might be next week.
It's the end of the month, so yeah.
Next week.
Remember, because it starts the end of the month and goes into the beginning of March, yeah.
Thursday, February 26th, we'll have on-field workouts for linemen, linebackers, and kickers.
Sweet.
So.
Nice.
Hell
Can't wait to draft a kicker next week.
Yep. But
Couldn't even tell you a kicker in this draft.
Yeah, I couldn't either. Let's see.
I feel like there's one I should know, but
let's see. Special teams.
I think Florida has one. He has a cool last name. That's it, from Florida, yes. Yeah, that's the one. I was like, Florida has one with the cool last name.
Will Farron, Drew Stevens.
No idea who that is.
Dominic Zavada.
No idea.
And then at punter, we have Brett Thorson, Ryan Eckley, Jack Stonehouse, and Tommy Doman.
Nope. Smack was the only name that I know at all those.
Tommy Doman is 81 in ADP right now on PFF.
Oh. That's, yeah.
Which, for record,
cool.
Is higher drafted than Emmett Johnson, Malachi Fields.
It's probably close to Jacob Rodriguez, too. It's
higher
actually
than Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah. Oh. Well, gotta love those rankings. I guess that's
just
ADP,
people drafting, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, it is.
Till next time.
Probably about that time. So until then, be safe, be well,